rise or fall.
I'm so sick of being afraid what's on the other side of the wall.
And all these monitors say that I'm a dead man. I'm never getting out alive.
I've heard that lie so many times I believed it.
Believe me, I won't be the last one who won't know how this life will end. So why do I worry about it now? Her life's what happens while you're regretting what you chose. And then on and on and on and on it goes. So pull the plugs and sound the alarm. This is a lit match, this is a call to arms. We were always told we're on our own, but the truth is we were never alone. And I want you, and I need you, and we're together in this whether you like it or not. So wake up! I won't be the last one who'll never know if I'm too broken now to find my way back home. I heard life's what happens while you're regretting what you chose. And then on and on and on and on it
Don't feel bad. It was just my ear.
It's
Okay, my head too, but it's all good. You know what's even better than that? Look at Jason's in Fangoria.
Jason. Hey, Carlos. Look at his face. It looks so stupid.
Hey, Freddy, who am I? Oh, I'm the big bad monster.
That's you. You don't.
Are you kidding me? Get out!
Don't hit me.
I'm sorry.
Do not hit me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
His face is so stupid.
You don't believe that?
Thanks for telling my husband to cheat on me, dick. Where's our baby?
That's the one!
All right, here we go, and I'm here, live, and I assume people can hear me, so give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me saying words, as this is going to be a technical tour de force of today, but welcome to the Social Mediasochist 2 1-year anniversary reunion show. Thank you all for showing up. We're going to have a lot of fun. We released Social Mediasochist 2 on May 31st, 2019, and since then, it has garnered over 15 million views, thanks to you all for watching it over and over and over again. So thank you for joining for this. And that being said, in that first year, our original Social Mediasochist video did about 500,000 views. Since then, it's gotten up to 64 million views, so that's been a great last year as well. So thank you for watching the first one and then the second one. And so tonight, it's gonna be a little, I mean, there's a lot of tech stuff involved with me getting all these people here, but I'm gonna kind of talk to the cast and crew from the video, as many as I could gather together. We're going to chat about some behind the scenes stories, our favorite moments from filming, and then we're going to answer some questions from you, the chat. And that is going to bring in our friend Megan. Oh my God, I called you Morgan. The woman that I live with, I've now called something terrible.
It's okay, because Morgan is a very important person that everyone's going to get to meet
yes,
again.
Exactly.
Shortly.
So this is Megan. If you've been watching our show Unproduced Live, which we do a live show every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we read unproduced scripts. We've already read Indiana Jones and the Monkey King, and Nightmare 13, Freddy Meets Jason, which had a boxing match in hell with Freddy and Jason, and James, Janice, and Chelsea Rebecca were big guests on that one. So you can check those out on our channel here, and we're going to continue doing that through the summer, still 6 p.m. every Friday, but we're using this time to celebrate Social Mediaskis 2. And what better way to start it off than by bringing in the man behind the music. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Morgan Foster. There he is.
Oh, Morgan!
I'm glad your subconscious revealed that I'm your true love.
You are my true love, Morgan. Oh, God. But yes, Megan will be gathering questions from the chat. So anyone, if you have any questions, just chat those. But we're going to start things off just by talking to Morgan for a little bit, and then we'll move on to another group of people, and we'll keep going throughout this until we're finally done and we've talked to everybody. So we shall see how it goes. One other thing I forgot to mention is, as a special treat, because this is our anniversary, I have a promo going. You can get 20% off of our Social Mediaskis t-shirts, stickers, posters, all kinds of things at teespring.com/stores/Lowcarbcomedy store, because they wouldn't let me just have Low Carb Comedy, so it's Low Carb Comedy store. It's up on the screen. If you use the promo code SM2Reunion, you get 20% off, and that will go for a week, and then it will be done next week. So if you're going to buy anything, buy it now. We've got Where's Our Baby t-shirts. We got It Poops onesies. The Maniac Pixie Dream Girl, Slash Dance posters, Best Bud shirts like this one. The shirts that actually Morgan and Megan are wearing are actually our crew shirts. And the crew watching this right now, I'm sorry I didn't deliver all of them, so not everyone will be wearing them this evening. I have them. They're still sitting in a bag over here. But anyway, let's kick things off with Morgan. Morgan.
Hi.
When we first made the first Social Mediasochist all those years ago, what was that, 2014 or something like that?
Yeah, well, that's when we made it. I guess we first came up with it probably fall/early winter of 2013.
Yes, because I think it's been said before that we were originally going to film a video for Common Shiner's Sharks, which was going to be a retelling of Jaws, shot for shot, with all of you playing the roles in that, and then realized getting into the water of Lake Michigan is very cold. And I've only done that once to Mark Cusper during the Jason Voorhees personal trainer video. There's a shot of him coming out of the water, and that's in October that we filmed that, and he almost died. And I was standing there freezing. My camera was so cold that it wouldn't film anything. Oh my God, it was insane. But we got a great shot out of it. So Jason Voorhees personal trainer, look at that on the channel.
I will say, if somehow we could ever just get the funding or the time or whatever, I'd still love to make that video. But
yeah, that would be a lot of fun. So do you remember when I first told you my idea? Because you released your album, your solo album.
For the new
Foster,
one?
for the new one.
So I released the album in November of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to say you called me like a month later, and I had the thought of like, oh, I should, I don't know, maybe we had texted or something and had said like, so should we do another video maybe? And then you called and you were like, I think maybe we should do a sequel to Social Mediaskis. And I don't think I had ever really considered that, but you had come up with the idea, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, also the song On and On, it feels like a very good similar feeling. Like, did you have any idea when you were doing the song On and On that it was any way related to Social Mediaskis?
No, not even the slightest bit. And it's funny because, yeah, when you had said, I think we could do On and we could do it as a sequel to Social Mediaskis, I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I guess they do kind of sound similar. And then like later when I had brainstormed ideas with you, and then you had come up with like a sort of first draft of the general flow of it. I like listened to the song and I was like, boy, this really does sound like a song written by the same guy who wrote the first one, and he's just a little older now and dealing with different things, which is 100% what I was, so it made sense. But I was like, oh, damn, I did not ever really think how much this clearly is a sequel of that first one. So,
Well, it's
it was
also...
a little kismet. I had no idea that that would happen. I definitely did not have that in mind.
Yeah, and then the lyrics of this one, like Social Mediasochist, I will say the first one, doesn't follow the lyrics as much. It's not, the lyrics aren't telling the story. This one, the lyrics and story all mesh together a lot better in this, and it's about regretting those choices, or maybe I'm with you. This is our partnership, and yeah.
And to be honest, obviously Social Mediasochist I had written, about a girl, and I had written earlier in my life when I, didn't really, I didn't know if I was ever gonna actually have a relationship that lasted, which was the inspiration for a lot of my early songs. And so that was sort of that. But the second video isn't really about a relationship at all. I kind of wrote it to myself in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wrote it to get myself out of my own neurotic trap, I guess. I was tired of always regretting the choices that I made instead of actually living my life.
Yeah.
And so I kind of wrote the song almost yelling at myself. And so it wasn't really about a relationship, but then zooming out and pairing it with Jason and Carrie, it was oh dang, this totally works. All of this togetherness of this works. But it wasn't really how I originally wrote it.
And then we got together 5 years after the original one that we finished, and we filmed this one out in LA because I had moved out to LA since then. And also we did a Kickstarter August 13th till August 27th. It was super short. I'm like, we'll get this. We don't need a long Kickstarter. I'm sure we could have gotten a lot more money if we'd done a longer one, but I'm like, I want to get this done, and I'm going to film it by October. That did not happen. But we did end up raising $10,000 on Kickstarter, which was amazing, and still was not enough to cover this video at all. With all the references and all the masks and critters I had to buy and everything in there. I ended up putting a lot of my own money into this as well, and it turned out amazingly. And we've since, thanks to everyone's support, we have officially made that money back. We're even. So the money that was invested just out of pocket to get as many cool costumes and references and everything as possible has been made back.
Show business, folks.
Show business. So yeah. Also the fun thing about just knowing with Kickstarter, I don't know if anyone knows this, is the $10,000 which you hit, and then they take out their fee, and then there's taxes that you pay on that as well. So we only got I think $8,500 or something like that, and then had to also fulfill rewards and things like that, which gets factored into it, and just keeps eating away at the budget. And you're like, oh my goodness.
My favorite was when you said, what if we had a bonus award for doing a Spanish version of the song? And I was like, yeah, sure, I could do that. I was like, I got some friends that can translate it for me. I can work it out with them. Piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, sure. And then you had that as the first bonus. And I was like, all right, cool. And then when it started getting real close, I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to actually do this, aren't I?
And you wrote a lot of words and sang them really quickly, and you had to redo it in Spanish, which we have the Spanish version online. If anyone's that, Morgan got the singers back together, learned it all. It may not be perfect grammatically. It's very good.
I worked with some actual Spanish speakers who assured me that this did make sense.
Okay.
That I wasn't singing pure nonsense, but there was obviously places I had to cut out a lot, and it was kind of oh, you could say it shorter, or other people in songs will say this instead, and so we did a lot of that. But it was it was fun, but just that was much more work than I thought it would be, and that I flippantly said yeah, sure, I can do that, no problem. And all of a sudden just oh God. And then I was like, Morgan, you write too many words, dude.
Yeah. But we did it, and it's amazing, and it works out there. And that was all because we were inspired by the high school was it Mexico or South America that...
Mexico, I believe.
Yeah, that redid our video shot for shot, the first social mediasochist. And it's amazing. I mean, it's all... They did it. It was great, and sung over his words.
If somehow any of you that made that video are watching right now, I mean, I want to kiss you in the face when coronavirus is gone.
It means a lot to us that it's been
Seriously.
so inspiring to other people out there. So let's just let's jump over and take some questions from the chat. Megan has any.
Well, since you guys just talked about the high school, we could think for a moment on what are some of the classes that people take at Slasher High.
Ooh.
I have thought of this, and I think one of the good ones was that shop class is basically inventive death class, where you, instead of building something, you have to figure out the most inventive way to kill someone possible. That would be a very good class.
And Unhealthy Doug is teaching what, Stalker 101? Is that what? Yeah.
Stalking 101 is great. I don't have that clip. Oh man, that's from the first video. But there's a great clip of Lee that I'll need to release at some point of him just talking about, like, with Cheetos in his mouth, being like, when you're stalking, what you want to do is you want to look at something and look at it and look at it and look at it until you start to think it's yours, and then that's kind of yours. And when other people touch it, you don't like that because it's yours. It's really, Lee is amazing that he just, his improv skills are incredible, and you'll see some of them later with some clips that I have. Yeah, that's good.
I was gonna say too, the Stalking 101 class, like, I think one of the first thoughts we had when we came up with the idea for the first video was, what if we had like a John Hughes film type of plot, but the main character was Jason.
Yep.
And he, like, was stalking his person that he loved. That was like the first kind of thought that ended up, like, snowballing the rest of it.
And then we shipped Carrie and Jason together, and they've become a great couple. Like, I didn't think naturally that they would, but their chemistry, and we just want them to survive. So this one was about testing their love as much as we could, and they survived. They survived all the hardships of getting married straight out of high school or whatever, like your high school sweetheart, never having experienced other things in the world, and kind of getting into a rut, and then just being like, no, this is what I want. I know in my heart who I am to be with. And so I think it's a beautiful relationship that we have created in this 3-minute video that we tell an entire story, which also a normal horror movie has 14 shots a minute. This is 33 shots a minute. This is like, yeah, there's 100 it's so fast. There's so much going on, and all the references that are jammed in there, like the ones jammed behind me in this shot. Let's have another question.
I'll bring up a first one. How many takes did you need for the massacre at the high school?
Oh, they're all asking the first one. Takes, as in the blood dump was one take. We did one take of the blood dump, and then that was it. Same with this video. We did one take on the blood dump as well, and that was...
We had one shot to get it right.
We had one shot, and we're like, this is it. We're great. But...
We probably did, 4 tests before that, where we dumped nothing, but, like... Yeah. Just and we really had no idea. We were like, we spread out tarps as much as we could, and we were like, all right, let's just see what happens.
But what was that? What was that location for the high school? It was a
that was the gateway to learning in Chicago.
Yeah,
up in Lincoln Square.
Yeah, that we got to use that. It was 2 days actually that we did the shooting, and I think we only had we still had 30 people for that prom scene, but we filmed it in a way that we compacted them that. If you looked outside that frame at all, emptiness. It was just all within that little section of like, wow, this looks like everyone's really here and partying. I'm like, there's not a ton of people in this giant auditorium.
And the funny thing is that, so that space that we were in filming that is also where Community Christian Church Lincoln Square campus meets. And so when we filmed it, we had to clean up after ourselves so that they could have a church service like the next day in that same space.
Amazing. Let's get one more question, and then we're gonna move on to our next group of folks to talk to.
We did have a few questions you may have technically answered with
Okay.
your description of how you made up with the music, but the people are asking, how did you make the music? I don't know if you want to talk a little more technically of like all the instruments you used.
Oh yeah, who
or
else was on
How
the
long did it take to create the song?
on the track and
Oh,
everything?
for sure.
Because it's Jessica that was singing on the track as well. Jessica Kirby.
Yes. So I played in a band. Well, obviously I played in a band, Common Shiner, that did Social Media Ask for a long time, and then I also played in another band just for like a couple years, kind of with some friends called In Threes, while I was in Chicago. And then when I did my solo album, Life Neurotica, I wanted to basically bring all my friends in on it. So Common Shiner, everybody from Common Shiner is on that album in various places.
Mm-hmm.
And the song On and On, my entire backing band was my band In Threes from Chicago. So it's Jessica Kirby, Emily Wrong, Jordan Good, and Jack Eisenberg were my backing band for that. And so I had written the song just, through in the ways in which I struggle with everything in my life. I wrote a song about it. So I had written the song and come up with various parts, and then like my buddy Jordan Good, who's done a bunch of stuff for Lowcarbcomedy too.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote all of the like extra guitar licks. He kind of wrote those. He's a really great electric guitarist, so he wrote those. And then I kind of wrote all the vocal parts and stuff, but then taught it to Jessica. And then I brought Jessica back to do all of those same parts in Spanish for the Spanish version.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my whole backing band for that. So.
And that is who's on screen on Jason's computer. If you look at his computer, there's a woman singing in a FaceTime video. That's Jessica singing her parts with blood coming out of her mouth.
You got some Easter eggs.
Easter eggs.
That's
There's
right.
so many Easter eggs. This one has over 200, and I will at some point do an Easter egg video, which I'm sure is a question. I will at some point. There's a lot to analyze in this one, and I will get there. I was thinking of doing it for this year, then everything collapsed in society, so we just did the live stream stuff. So I figured this might be more fun to hear back to behind the scenes stories and things like that, and then we'll get an Easter egg video at some point in the future. So don't worry, it's still in my brain.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I as myself. Oh yeah, I don't make an appearance as myself in the second video because I died in the first.
Mm-hmm.
But Jessica does. But then obviously I make an appearance as the Babadook.
Yes, and I have a short little clip that I like of you as the Babadook, which was, I think, something that you posted or didn't post. But here's a little clip of Morgan playing with a filter.
You think you're from the streets? Babadook from the streets. You don't know nothing about the streets.
I just like that clip of you, Babadook, know nothing about the streets. That's Babadook. But yeah, so thank you very much, Morgan, for joining. Perhaps we'll have you pop into another thing, but we're going to jump into talking to some of the crew that worked on this behind the scenes. So we're going to put you in a separate room, and bear with me while I put in the waiting room and start admitting the other people. And Megan, I'm going to put you in a little room for this one because we got a lot of people coming, and they will be coming back here soon. So bear with me 1 second while I do all of this clicking because there's a lot of people. Here we go. Admitting.
Wow.
Here they come. They're joining one by one.
Oh shit.
I hope I get everybody right.
Woo!
Oh, there is.
Oh, beautiful people.
I am assuming that that is going to be a Michael. And get you here. Oh, we got a lot for this one, so there's a lot of people coming in because we had a lot of cast and we had a lot of crew helping behind the scenes to make this a possibility to actually get this thing going. All right, what do we got? We have Skylar and I didn't mean to admit you, buddy. Let's put you away. Go away.
You're doing good, Zoran.
I'm doing that. This is weird because it keeps like jumping the things around, and I'm trying to make sure everyone is admitted. So thank you in the chat. Just keep giving questions to Megan, but we're going to be talking to the crew next. People that filmed and made all this magic. I assume Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 is Michael. We've got Logan.
Oh, am I here?
Michael. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring Megan back in because she was part of the crew on this as well.
There he is.
There's a Michael. Yeah. Oh, and he's got his drink and everything as well. Okay. All right. Is this everyone? Michael, Skylar, Kim is not in here. Kim and Tyler, where did you go? They are right here. Here we go. Come on. Jesus. You got a lot of people here. Kim and Tyler. We got Joey, Tom, Logan, Jeremy, Ellie. All right. I think this is everyone. Someone yell at me if there isn't. But this is our behind the scenes crew here for Social Mediasochist 2. There we go. And if anyone's watching, please mute me so I don't hear myself. Awesome. So welcome everyone. Can you believe it's been a year since we have released this thing? This is insane.
Amazing.
Crazy.
So I'm gonna
we're all doing this under quarantine,
right?
Who would have saw this coming?
Well, actually, on set you kept mentioning this new virus you were working on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah, that's what it was. It finally released it.
You guys thought it was alcoholism because I was talking about Corona all this time, but now who's laughing?
I mean, you were drinking a lot of Corona at the time.
I was.
Craft Services, I had to provide something.
Yes, good work.
Thank you,
So I'm just going to go through individually here and kind of introduce and say a little something about things here. And I've got some clips for some things. Let's see how this goes.
Tom!
Yeah, Tom. Yeah. So starting off, we've got, let's go with our fancy art department here. We had Tom Jacobson, who you know from 5 Second Films, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, and all sorts of things. And his upcoming Kickstarter project that I can't remember the name right now, but it's the caveman horror movie.
First Curse.
First Curse, that's right. First Curse. I'm looking forward to seeing that at some point. And we've also got on the art department Joey Scoma, also from 5 Second Films. I took a lot of 5 Second Film people because they're the best. They're just lovely human beings. They make me so happy. Yeah, you're one of them. You're one of them. And then we've got Kim Arneson, and in the background there, we've got Tyler Evans, who's also on set, and he has been killed, which is amazing.
He's sleeping. He's fine. Oh my god.
And then we've also got, and then we've got additional crew here. We've got Jeremy Stewart, who was always there with a smile and a hand for everything that needed to be there. He was there every day. He was there every day to help us, along with Logan, who was there every single day doing all the things, including Logan was also Santa Claus from Silent Night, Deadly Night at one point, which was a lot of fun to see Logan just walking around in a Santa Claus outfit while still doing gaffing and PA stuff and carrying around an axe. It was amazing. Then
that was fun to wait around in that.
And then we have Ellie as craft services, and also she was Motherface for the wedding scene. We had Motherface from Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, the 5 Second Films horror movie, and we had Michael.
You're wearing a shirt for it too.
Oh, that's the same shirt? Look at you.
Sure.
You know what you're doing. I'm just dressed in my standard Zoran outfit, which is t-shirt and flannel.
Funny how it matches.
Yeah, it's great. It works very well. Michael Rousselet, who is producing this whole thing, kept my sanity through it, yelled at me a lot of times.
I didn't yell at you. I sternly gave you advice and ultimatums.
You did an amazing job. And he also was Donald Sutherland in as a cameo as well. Going
excellent Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, he was very good. I made him shave his beard, and he was not happy about that at all. Not happy at all.
Not that you could tell if he had a beard or not.
Or a mustache. All clear.
Yeah, it looks very different. Michael looks very different with just a mustache. And then we have Michael's cousin, Skylar, who is the director of photography, the man that made this thing look absolutely gorgeous, and hopefully got some amazing things to put on his reel. including head splitting open and Jigsaw riding a tricycle or whatever. We got lots of fun footage that we got to use in this thing. So I'm just gonna go around here and ask. Let's see if I had anything specific here. Just gonna jump into everyone here. And Skylar, how did you get involved in the project here?
Well, Mikey, you were the one that brought me in, saying that Zoran wanted to do this, and you showed me the first music video, which I loved immediately. And I've known Zoran for quite a long amount of time, but we'd never been able to work together. So I was like, absolutely, I totally want to come on board and support this. I love the tropes that he uses. I love the love of horror that he has for everything. Just wants to jam pack every reference that he can into it, and I love that. And make people kind of work to appreciate everything that he does. Mm-hmm. And also just the preparation that Zoran came in with it. You had this thing totally storyboarded, timed out to the music video ahead of time, and I was like, great. I'm already working with someone who's ahead of the game, so this is going to be awesome. Like, it was a no-brainer decision for me.
Yeah, so glad that you're able to come on this project here. And actually, one of my favorite memories of you on set that I actually have a little video of it. I try to get videos of everything, but I didn't have tons of behind-the-scenes stuff. But this was a moment that I was like, oh, we need to share this. This is showing Skylar's total commitment to our shoot here.
This is Reboot Energy. Fuck your childhood. This is for you, Michael Bay.
We're gonna live forever!
The sound.
Oh my god.
Oh. Ah, birds!
Terrible.
Poor heart.
And there you go. You chugged an entire Reboot Energy drink just because Lee was doing it. You're like, I'm doing it too.
I'm down with whatever choice Lee wants to make. I'm always there to support it.
And we shot this in like 4 main days and then a couple FX pickup shots and everything. Like, those were long days, sir. But we all came together very, very well. I mean, the crew was amazing, and we had a lot of effects stuff too.
All of the crew. Everybody in the crew stepped up. Everybody didn't have enough support, but everybody rallied around each other. And that's what was so beautiful about everyone that was involved in the project. So no one was really afraid to like jump in and get their hands dirty, and like, you know, that, like, everyone prepared so well for it because we had to. We didn't have much time to do it.
Nope.
Well, Zoran prepared forever. For a long time.
Again, yeah, back in January 2018 is when I started story beating this out, and it didn't change that much, like story-wise, from my original thing. And then I storyboarded the whole thing, and I had all the timings.
Talking about this for a long time.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's gonna happen. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen. And then we did it. And it was real intense. I got lockjaw from the stress of this shoot. I was like in a lot of pain and like stressed, like gritting my teeth at night, just getting everything together. My apartment was full of props and oh my god, it was insane. But it was all worth it. And the days on set were long, but they were a lot of fun. Like, we all had a lot of laughs and enjoyed what we were doing a lot. And everyone had a smile on their face, except for the times Michael shook his finger at me to move on. But speaking of that, let's go into our art department here. I'm just gonna go down the thing here. So we got Tom Jacobson here, who is brought on to help decorate, because I was like, there's a lot of references going on here, and Tom is a big horror nut like me. So if anyone's gonna be able to help with this, it's gonna be Mr. Tom Jacobson. So what is one of your memories from set? Do you have any particular memories?
I mean, the head split at the end was fantastic in Russo's parents' living room.
Yeah,
that was pretty brilliant.
I've filmed many a times in that living room, and we're barely ever allowed to move magazines on the coffee table, let alone spray blood places. So that was a lot of fun.
I think I actually have, like, let me see what this tosses on here.
Yeah, do you have a photo of that? Because it looked like a Dexter scene, man.
Yeah, I just threw it on and it was way too big to actually show on the screen, but it's like we created a kill room for that for that damn thing right there. Like,
yeah, we covered the walls.
Yeah, there it is. That is
ceiling and everything.
It was just a little box just for that one effect right there. That was
great.
Insane. But yeah, we'll be talking to the effects crew about all that fancy stuff that they did to get that to actually happen. But
and then all the sweet toys that you got from Etsy, like Etsy artists, and the paintings you got from artists that were just you found online.
Yes, and I should have prepared a list to say all of their names right now, but I don't remember them. But I definitely thank them on Instagram. So if you look on Instagram, you can find links to everyone that helped out and donated. We're part of it. We had those amazing dolls that were like Barbie dolls made into horror things. And Tom and them helped make the Jason board with all the descriptors about why Jason sucks and all these potential reboots and everything on there.
He was a mama's boy. What was it? He can't swim.
Yep. He's teleportation. He maybe can teleport. We are not sure exactly.
What was your favorite reference that you put into any of those?
I'm still pretty proud of the all them witches, like the first shot
on the blocks. Yeah,
on the blocks. I think that was like the first thing I suggested to Zoran.
Yeah, love it. I bought that block set. I said, "This is happening. Do it."
Anytime Rosemary's Baby can be referenced, I mean, that's just a win.
You gotta have that.
100%.
And then Joey over there, I would always see him hanging masks. I would always see masks being hung by Joey, and he helped really fine-tune the mask wall with all of Jason's various masks, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and everything underneath. And also, see?
That's my contribution.
Right there. He's got a picture of Joey.
Logan and I.
You and me, Joey. You and me.
And Jeremy and everyone, we were all just like taping tents, because we weren't sure how big the blood explosions would be or anything. So we just went to town.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, the one with the split head was hard. That had we were expecting that blood. We didn't know what was going to happen with that blood. We were just anticipating it getting everywhere, so we covered everything. But it had a pretty good trajectory, just straight up.
Well, actually, here I've got a little video of that in slow motion. So let me throw this slow motion blood split up there.
Yeah, play that.
Here it is in slow motion. Boom! It went straight up, basically. Yeah, that was insane. So happy. We will be talking to the effects guys after details.
Anticipation and energy on set for that head split.
Was it pressurized? Did we use pressurized air?
I believe so. They had a spray thing, but then they was coated inside, and they had like multiple tubes going at different angles.
Oh, yes. Oh.
It was insane. Yeah, and then who's got a favorite memory here? Because we don't have a ton of time. Because I want to also get some questions from the audience there. But what do you guys remember from set? Jeremy, Logan, Kim, Michael, anything? Ellie?
I do like that shot is, I guess, definitely like the thing that stands out the most, just because of we were taping up tarp because we started, and then I don't know why, but we had to take it down and start again because I think we figured out we missed a spot or somewhere along the lines.
Oh.
And so Joanne and I just went like, we debated for so long about how to and we didn't know how much the blood, and we, and that's definitely just the standout memory from that day, at least.
Yeah.
It was like the nervousness of, did we cover this really nice room in enough tarp?
And that was also first take. That was the only take. It was one take. We got it, and that was it. And the thing too is it's like a fraction of a second in the actual music video too for all of that, but it looks and it gets the reaction that we needed from it of people go, "Jeez, oh God, our hero's dead."
I think related but unrelated is Gina with all of the stab things. I think at one point she fell asleep on the couch with all of those wounds.
Yeah. No, we will
And
be
there's a
talking
photo
to.
somewhere, but it was the greatest.
I love Gina as the little like
yes,
the little in the quick wedding shot.
the wedding shot.
That's right. Yeah.
That was a beautiful shot.
Yes, Gina was the little priest from Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
She also made the Audrey 2s.
Yeah, and on the thing,
Right,
in
yeah.
case anyone didn't see, there are little Audrey 2s on the outside of the.
Those are really cool.
The little, it's not a gazebo, whatever that archway thing is. There's little
Archway.
Audrey 2s on there for little doppelgangers. Logan, I have a little moment from here that I remember. There was a lot of dancing on set, and so this made me very happy. So there's a little moment that I had from behind the scenes that there was a lot of dancing going on.
There's two shots.
All right, enough dancing.
I'm on a delay because I'm seeing it on YouTube.
there is an absolute delay of like 30 seconds on it. So you'll see that it's basically you floss dancing with everyone out of nowhere. It made me very happy. There it is.
Yes. Yes, nice.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Yeah, you just popped out right behind. It made me very happy to see that.
That's pretty good. That's great. I don't remember that. I do remember, I think, I mean, you guys were talking about how, of course, the days were long, but anyone who's ever worked on set is used to long days, particularly for a self-produced project, because, you know, you got a limited amount of time, you got a limited budget, and a limited crew, and you got to get it done. But, you know, half the battle is just the attitude on set. And Zoran, I think you cultivated an attitude on set that was just friendly and fun. And I think that's why it just, even if it was a long day, it was fine because we were having a good time and, you know, working on a project. Which, you know, you know, and good on you for doing it, man.
Well, thank you.
I do think only really hiccup I really remember was I remember that the one day we were shooting the car scene with you know, outside. I think we shot it.
Which car part? The part where he puts his finger on? Or
No, when Carrie's driving the car till it's
Yes.
happening.
Oh yeah.
And I think the reason why that was only a bit hectic was because I think we saved it for the last bit of the day, and we didn't have everything exactly ironed out. So we had to figure it out in the moment. Which I always like those moments when you don't know how you're gonna get the steering wheel to turn without her touching it.
And that was Tom.
That was due to Tom.
Tom was sitting in the back seat. Yeah. Turning that steering wheel.
Did you just use your arm extended, or did you?
Yeah, I'm just out of camera. Like, can't see the bottom of the steering wheel, and I'm in the back seat, just crammed my arm.
Yeah, it worked out
And I always love it when
amazingly.
it's a simple answer like that. Just simple and it gets it done. Like
I think Zoran, you had planned to do fishing line,
right?
And it just didn't
like,
work.
That's not gonna work.
We had no way to get it in.
Yeah. That was wonderful. And we'll go over to Mr. Michael Rousselet. You agreed to be my second in command there. Why did you do that, Michael?
Oh, I mean, it's Zoran. I mean, just look at him. He's such a nice guy. He's funny. And the first time I met you was via email, and you sent an email like, "Hi, my name's Zoran. I'm a big fan of 5 Saxophones, and I'm moving from Chicago, G. Calling, come to LA, and I would love to work with you." And I'm like, "Oh, what a nice kid." And then,
that is what you sound like when you type.
And the first
Zoran.
And the first, I mean, that's what I read it as. And the link he gives, here's an example of my work. And it was Social Mediasochist. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's fucking brilliant. And then, you know, he's not a child. He's actually a fully formed adult. And I met you, and yeah, I was like, I love this man. He is my new best friend. And so when you said you want to do the second one, I was like, I have to make this happen.
Yeah.
So that's why it happened.
And when we first met, you got me drunk on bourbon in a bar and then abandoned me
I didn't make you get drunk.
You bought multiple. When do you not?
I feel
Come
like
on.
that's just how Michael meets people.
Yeah. I was like, well, I'm gonna drink this much, and if you want to drink it with me. And then I was like, well, I gotta go brew beer, and I left the bar to go brew beer.
And I slept in my car to sober up.
Wow.
Welcome to LA, kid.
Yep, that was my beginning of being in LA. It was lovely. And Ellie, what was it like being Motherface?
It was actually a ton of fun because once we actually, I had to put together my own outfit for what would Motherface wear as the maid of honor. So hence this, because she wears a very like plaid, like normal button-down plaid shirt, jeans, nothing. But how do you make that a bridesmaid? But I also really bonded with Megan because I wanted a whole bridal photo shoot afterward. So we have a ton of photos of me just like with the Little Shop of Horror
Audrey too. Bouquet.
The beautiful bouquets, yeah, all over Michael's house in this crazy mask. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you did great. I'm glad that you were able to be our Motherface for that one because she had to be the bridesmaid. She's never the bride.
Never.
And Kim, do you remember anything from set?
Kim was so drunk.
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure she was wasted.
I'm trying
the entire
not to
time.
remember it. Can we not remember it?
Oh, that's what it is.
No, it was just like everyone was saying. I mean, it was a lot of fun to work on, and like your attention to detail is just insane. Like I have all these pictures of like posters you put on the wall, and like the artwork, and like all these little intricate details that you have to watch thousands and thousands of times to like pick them out if you were just
Well,
watching
you'll get them all in the Easter egg video when I make it.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, and then even like the labels on the cans. It's funny though because Tyler, the dead body, my ex over there, he group chat and his friends were actually watching. They've been doing marathons. They were doing the Myers movies, and so they have a group chat and they were talking about just like Jason movies and Freddy movies, and they actually sent a GIF. I don't know if you can see it. They sent a GIF. I screenshotted this to send you a picture, but
I like how you said both GIF and GIF.
The
just
video.
cover your bases.
I think it's Jason. It looks like Jason dancing from the first video.
But no one, it wasn't, our friend didn't even know we'd worked on this. He just happened to send this just last week. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're out there.
Yay! I've been gift or gift, whatever it is. Also, I do want to point out Ellie ran craft services, kept everyone very well fed and happy throughout the entire thing. Did a bang up job, and even surprised me with Portillo's because we were shooting near Anaheim. And she's like, "Oh, we're getting Portillo's. Oh, Zoran's getting the Chicago dogs because I love my Chicago dogs."
She was also so committed to the project that she picked up Crafty in makeup. and scared the restaurant.
Oh my God! Thank you for because I was for the people who don't know what that is. It's a very conservative area, and in full Motherface, black eyes, and all sorts of stuff. I wandered into this grocery store.
I think I have a picture of that actually. Oh, that's just cleavage. But it's upside down for some reason, but that's what she looked like.
Oh my God.
Oh. I don't know why. Sometimes these pictures are upside down.
Anyway.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, I wandered in and everybody stared. Some people like more than 6 foot distance. I feel like that's the way to go to the grocery store nowadays is just put on some makeup and wander out there. No one's gonna bug you. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the sneaky Portillo's thing, I had that plan very, very early on.
Made me very happy.
Good.
And
good.
Michael kept asking where the ketchup was, which is a sin when talking about Chicago dogs.
Don't put you evil, horrible. Anyway, I also because this was low budget, and I do. Did you post it upside down?
Yeah.
With Melanie. Oh, that's cute. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm wearing literally the same necklace combo. I didn't realize that. Okay. Now I forgot what I was going to say, but clearly it was very important.
I'm glad. But so let us. We're winding down on here, so let's take a couple questions from the audience if they have any for the crew. behind the scenes.
So, in terms of like the art department and creative side of things, they would like to know what was some of the more difficult setups. Obviously, we've talked about the difficult taping up for the head split, but anything else that you were like, oh, that was like, we kept moving where that thing was, or
Jason X.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know if that would look good at all, just using foam. Like, it was just foam cut to look like it. Didn't know if that would look good at all.
Yeah, it's
But it
just
turned out
foam
pretty
core,
well.
right? It's all foam core.
Yeah, it's just foam core cut in a shape, and that's it.
And who was holding the doors? Was it Logan and?
I think it was me and Logan.
Yeah, you and Logan were just literally pulling cardboard doors to have the simulation.
Smoke. It was just smoke and
smoke
Good
and
enough
shadows.
for enough for Star Trek is good enough for us. Come on.
people actually they want to know where you got the Jason X mask, Zoran.
That is a wonderful man. I will try and look that up while someone else
It's an
answers
Etsy
the question. I gotta look at my Facebook messages. It's somebody I messaged, and I will
I do
find
love
that
Jeremy
information.
as Jason. This is great.
All right. So anyone have any other difficult setups? I mean, the blood dump prep wise for that one take blood dump was trying to get that all perfectly in there, but it was the cleanup of that was probably worse than the actual setup of that. But I do have a
Michael
clip.
and I like climbing barefoot into the tub so we didn't like track.
Everyone was covered in blood. His parents' bathroom.
It's kind of fun being in charge of the art department because I didn't have to clean it up because I had to go do something else.
Yes. It's very true. I had to set up for something else.
So that was really nice.
And as a producer, I was like, Tom, you go, do what you have to do, and like I will clean this up. But yeah, Tom was too valuable.
It is my parents' house. I will clean it.
I will get in so much trouble.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at cleaning blood now, though. Thanks.
You're very good at that, Logan.
Yeah, it's a skill I still use.
I have a little behind-the-scenes video of the blood dump, the full take, as taken, I think, from Megan over the shower. She was hiding in the shower and got an upward angle of it. So I'm
Was
gonna play
either me or
that.
Michael, one of us.
One of you guys was upward angle, but here's that.
Action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I think we're good. That was a lot of blood. And so, yes, I got the name Darb Designs with a Z. You can find him on Facebook. He did that Jason mask, and it's like magnetic. Actually, I have it. It's right here. Of course, I have it behind me. But yeah, here is that mask, and it's magnetic in the back.
Oh wow! Yeah,
So,
that's right.
I'll put it on for you.
I remember now.
Any other questions from the audience before we move on to the next group?
Yes, animals were harmed in this film.
Well, I would say almost every effects gag was a difficult setup.
Yeah.
Just personally speaking, I mean, like even the stuff where it's like the babies like pissing and
that was
Someone
a
asked
rough
about that,
one.
actually.
Yeah, the baby
even,
pissing.
even the shot of Jason driving the car, having to reattach his finger.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
We had a lot
Michael
of.
Myers getting his head uppercutted off. Like we reshot that like.
Oh yeah.
In the backyard of the 5SF house, like.
R.I.P. the 5SF house, now demolished.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, the house is demolished.
Wow.
Not
Nothing there.
surprised, but like, I didn't realize you guys were all out of there. Anyway.
If I may, one more final, because
Yes,
the crowd
please.
can speak to it. How long did it take to make the movie?
So let's see. Like from actual start of filming?
Filming, like how many filming days?
It was
4 solid filming days, and then like two days to like pickups.
Pickups and like other stuff.
2 effects days in the backyard, and some additional pickups, and then also Skylar came over to my house and filmed me as Jigsaw,
That's right.
riding a tricycle.
Well, we did that little shoot with the Sloans.
And then we did we did the pickup of Bagul in front of Michael Myers' house.
The Sinister Two Boys.
Yep,
who have
the
been
Sinister
in 5
Two
second
Boys.
films since 2008 when they were little kids.
Yeah. No, they were great. I was glad
It's
to have
so
them in there.
surreal
That
to
was
see
the
them on the
last.
big screen.
I think that was the last thing we shot, right? The
And we
Sloans.
didn't have any permits. There was a sign on the Michael Myers house that said like, "Hey, take all the pictures you want." And Zoran's like, "I take that as legal approval. We can film here."
We can film at the Michael Myers house that is in Pasadena, California. So yeah, so that was. I mean, they were long days, but I mean, and think it's a 3-minute video, and we did that much stuff, and it's not like each of the shots.
Total shots?
What was it?
How many total shots were in the video?
I know it's 33 shots a minute, so it's over 100 something shots.
You just made a Michael Bay film.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's action movie. It cuts so fast, but you still understand the story somehow. And I'm just on. And I remember on set, it's always like Skylar's like, "All right, so what are we doing now? How long do we have for this one? 2 seconds. We got 2 seconds of this shot. They have to do all this in 2 seconds." So I'm just like, 1,000, 2,000. We gotta do it again. They gotta go faster.
Faster.
A hard setup.
Joey.
It was when we were trying to figure out a rig to push Ghostface out of the door.
Yes.
And
Everyone had their own take on it.
I remember that.
everyone had
So
their
much
own
gripping.
take. Yeah, that's right.
Again, that was a simple solution that we came up with too, right? It was just we're on the ground pulling the damn thing.
Well, that and we had like kind of it rigged to a dolly that then like released.
That's right.
There was
That's
a
right.
C. We had C-stands clamped onto the dolly, pushing outward that pushed the chair.
Right.
And at the other end on the ground, you guys were laying out a frame,
Ready to grab
and
it.
you would catch
Yeah.
it and then pull it out.
Keep
the
it
window.
going.
And then someone
Yeah.
closed the door. There was 3 people laying on the ground.
That was like 20 takes. I was losing my mind.
It looks great though.
It looked great.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, just to get him sliding backwards out of the door, and that was such a specific shot that I had in the thing where I'm like, I want him to slide through the door, I want the camera to stop, I want the door to slam, I want to zoom out to reveal they're on this side, and he's like, all right.
We're just figuring out how to make it.
Dealing with an auteur. Oh.
And because
Zoran,
it
does it have
worked,
to be this?
now you
Yes!
can't argue. Can't argue with me anymore because it worked.
worked.
But yeah, that is gonna wrap up this section here because we got more people to talk to. But thank you, cast. Thank you, crew, for you. Some of you are cast as well.
Seeing
These
everybody.
cameos.
I want to hug all of you.
I-
miss you all so much.
Skylar.
I would
Joey,
love that
Gilly, I miss
as
you guys.
well.
I miss everybody.
I miss you all.
You can all say.
To our viewers and audience.
Thanks, Zoran.
You're very welcome. You can keep saying words while I am slowly kicking you all out one by one.
You know what? You know what I have to say? Finally, I finally get to say what I'm.
Infinity War.
You're all being evaporated. I love you all.
Love you.
This was wonderful.
And then there were 2. Oh God.
Oh,
Bye.
we still got a Joey in there.
No, Tony Stark, I'm scared.
Oh my God. And then there were a Megan and a Zoran. And so now we're going to jump over to our effects and costume team. So let's go ahead and admit them in. Ooh, I still hear someone? Oh, there we go. Is that me? How am I hearing? I'm hearing audio.
Huh?
You're doing great, Gina. I'm letting everyone in. You
I
two,
love your shirt.
you two, show off the shirt while I let everyone
It's
in.
so cute. And you have the sleeves.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to rain on Zoran's parade, but we've had a lot of questions about who's the manic pixie dream girl. Who plays her?
Oh,
Who is
there you go. And so we are on at 7 now. I am. We also were going to have Anna Miro come in at some point. She's finishing up a class, so she should hopefully pop in at some point. But at the moment, we've got our good effects team here. We've got Mr. Ryan Ward. Oh man, this lovely man who was the head of the effects group and responsible. He's got the hand, damn you, for the head split. And I teamed him up with Mr. Scott Dawson and also David Sherbrooke. David actually has a job, so he's working.
Somehow he got a job.
He's very sad that he couldn't be here, but he is. He was also part of the effects team there, and we also had Gina DeVivo, who is the Maniac Pixie Dream Girl, and also did makeup and costumes, and that's why Ellie said there were things of her falling asleep in her entire costume because she was doing so much on this shoot, and just.
I got to puppet a couple things too, which was
You
my
did.
favorite.
You were also the gremlin puppet. You puppeted the
Yeah.
gremlin in the back, and you were so excited to puppet that
I
gremlin.
was so excited.
But yes, this is our effects team here. I'm just keeping an eye to make sure that I'm not missing Anna, who also did makeup effects on this. And so, welcome, friends. I'm going to start with Ryan down there. Ryan, how did we meet?
We met at Son of Monster Palooza, right?
Yes, we did. Well done.
That's great.
I was wearing a Dude Bro shirt, and you went, "Oh, I made
That's right.
bodies for that."
Yep.
And you were doing your Little Shop of Gore, your all your amazing collectibles that you create and sell with like coolers, koozies, and just everything. There were so many cool things, and I'm like, "Oh, let's talk to this guy." And he's like, "Yeah, I do effects work." And I'm like, "Oh, let me get your information because I'm doing a thing." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I've seen your music video." And then I took you out to a barbecue joint to
Great barbecue, by the way.
to wine you and dine you. And you're like, "Well, I don't know who this guy is." And then I brought my laptop out and I showed you the storyboard, and you're like, yeah, all right, I'll do this. You're way ahead of every independent producer I've even worked with.
I mean, even like not independent for like that. I mean, that level of like, hey, this is everything I want, down to like the shot, the scope of it.
Mhm.
You know, exactly. Like there were barely any questions that I remember really having to ask you, and even the ones that I did, it was like, oh, it's this. This is what I want.
Yeah. I mean, I was very aware of exactly what was going to happen, and you pulled through and created a ton of practical effects. I mean, I was just like, I need this to happen. So then I introduced you to David and Scott, because David and Scott I've known as friends for a long time. When did we meet?
Oh man, I don't know, like 4 houses ago.
Yeah, you guys have had a lot of houses, but you still always live with David.
Yeah.
So that's good. But they had Infested Films. You still do Infested Film stuff, or is that?
Yeah. We've been meaning to get back into it again.
Yeah,
we got some new shorts and stuff we want to get going.
I remember being at a Comic-Con, an LA Kamikaze or something, and I had a booth right next to theirs, and I was selling some stuff.
That's right.
And I remember they were showing a trailer for Drum Man's Palace.
Drummond's Palace, yeah.
With this
And
really
you
cool.
had your comics and stuff there, yeah.
Yeah, practical effects drum creature that was amazing.
Yeah, we built the drum set monster for that one.
And I remember Thomas Jane was watching the video with his kid, and you guys weren't interacting with him.
No,
you were just letting him watch it, and I'm like,
let him watch.
Talk to him, he's interested. Get a sale from Thomas Jane. He'll be in one of your things.
I'm pretty sure David gave him a flyer at the end.
Yeah,
We just
you're like,
walked
here you
away
go.
with it.
Get out of here, Punisher. Ugh. But you guys have I think having you with Ryan, because Ryan's been working in the effects world and has worked on Santa Clarita Diet and the new Halloween, I think, and you've done a ton of things. So you've been working.
Yeah, a little bit on the new Halloween, Westworld, a couple seasons of American Horror Story, handful of just random music videos and shorts and all kinds of stuff like that. But
yeah.
The team, I will say that like teaming up with Scott and David was perfect.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah.
Well, because
everything just worked so well.
I knew too, because I wanted to get quotes on kind of what effects would cost between the two of you, and so I got like Ryan's quote, which is like professional, like this is what I, with a discount because it's an indie thing or whatever, and then I got like Scott and David's quote, which was like nothing. It was like low budget, like I got this in my garage, we'll just throw the blood in their face, it's fine, we don't need a can. This da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I think we bring these two together and we'll find a middle ground between it that
split the difference.
You guys did some amazing effects work. So what was one of your favorite effects to do?
Oh, I was thinking about this earlier. Probably the what was fun was the green slime even in the trauma barrel.
Yeah.
That was a super fun part of the shoot.
I love that portion. That was so fun, and it was
goes
like
by so quick. Yeah.
But
that
they,
was fun. Going up on the ladder, throwing the head down.
How many gallons of toxic waste did you make?
I think we did 2 buckets worth, so I think we had 10 gallons. So we had like the tarp at the top of the barrel.
And then put dry ice in there to get the bubbles.
Yeah, dry ice.
They were insane.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then Ryan actually was the killer clown in that shot.
Yep.
That's right.
Which was one of my favorite things to do, by the way.
To just be hidden in the mask or just to be a killer clown specifically. You like being a killer clown.
Both work out pretty well for me.
Oh, my goodness.
And then the split head Jason.
The split head Jason. Let's talk about that effect a little bit. Like planning how you got to kind of figured out how to rig that up, like how that kind of worked.
Well, I mean, we talked about it a lot, what we were going to do, and brought you in to kind of scale, like how close up are we going to do it, and having a good portion of the body in the shot always creates a little more of a challenge, because you got to sell it a little more. If it's close up, a lot of things can kind of cover up any little inconsistencies. But we figured out, just all right, we're going to put it together with magnets. There were magnets hidden on the inside a little bit, and then filled it with, God, what did we have? We had blood, we had slime, we had all kinds of stuff that we
photos of the three of you.
Yeah, we had the air cannon inside of it for that one.
And that was the key to that air cannon that you guys rigged up, because it was so easy to use and set up inside that.
I love that thing. Yeah, it was a perfect design. It's so simple.
I loved every time in between the take of like slicing it, it would just be open, and it would be just like, hang on, we have to re-butter it with the blood, and it's like free, and then we just be like, and it was like, okay, go. It was so gross. It was awesome.
Perfect.
There it is. Yeah, it would just but it was wide open. It was wild.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely disgusting. And yeah, I don't think we're able to mention whose head that was still to this day, but I will say that was a celebrity's head. I don't know who.
It's useful to have dummies left over.
Yeah, it was a
That's where
leftover
we're
of
at.
someone's head that was a celebrity, so I'm very happy that we got to split his head and open, and I will not reveal what it is to this day. So enjoy.
What happened to that dummy?
It's in a box in my garage, labeled "not a body." When we moved that body. It is sitting in there. I still got it
underneath me right now.
Yeah. So obviously, one thing, I think the hardest one to do, the one that took the longest takes, was the cutting of the ring. Yep. Cutting that finger off.
Yeah.
And so we did 25 takes, I believe. Some with full blood, some dry. I've put together a little outtake reel of those takes that I'm going to play right now, of how hard it was to get that knife to cut that finger off. So here we go.
3. God. No! Look at all that blood! Oh, yeah! I think we got it. That was good. Holy shit.
Yeah, so we took a lot of takes, and it was the literal last take. 2 days. We shot that in 2 days. We shot it on location.
Right.
Couldn't get it to work. We had something that kind of worked that I could put some digital blood in, and we're like, yeah, it's just not perfect. And then we reshot it on effects day, recreating that little close-up shot. And the last take, I think David actually was the one stabbing too. He just, bam, fucking got it. I was so happy with that.
Trying to aim the knife perfectly right there.
And pull back the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
right
was
below the ring there and slide it away.
Oh my god, it was so difficult to get that to work.
But that's the way it always is. Like the thing that you think is going to be simple and we're going to get this in 2 takes and be done with it, is the thing that ends up being 25 takes. But like the split head, we did 1 dry run, 1 more dry run, and then shot it. And that was it.
Yeah.
And it worked amazingly. We also, obviously, I think we mentioned before that we did the pee and poop and vomit from the baby practically on the day. But it just, the timing of that was so hard. Hands were popping up, tubes were going everywhere, things were getting sprayed.
That's right. We did it on the green screen.
So then
It's
we reshot it on a green screen and laid it in, and it works out perfectly. And I think that take I used was a practice. Like, I was rolling when I don't think we were going to do one that was a dry run, and I was like, "Ooh, I better get this." And thank God I did, because it worked out very well. And so Gina over here did makeup effects and also costumes.
Yeah.
Costumes. There were so many costumes. We sat down and we talked at a cafe. You were exhausted from lack of sleep. And we hashed out like how to make business versions of each of these killers. And so I remember on Michael Myers, we're just like, just give him a blue suit. He's just all blue. He's a bro, put a little thing in his ear. And and we added the Rob Zombie pin on his lapel on there.
It was mainly just being like picking in one version of them, and then translating, well, how would this person look like in an office? And you very specifically wanted Freddy to look. Who did we model him after?
He was, well, I guess he was modeled after Richard Gecko from Wall Street.
Yes.
But that is also, what's his face? Gary Cole from Office Space.
Yes.
What is his name? That character's name? Lumberg? Maybe?
Something.
Bill Lumberg? Yeah, so that same look is what they used to inspire him. So I wanted that blue, and it took me forever to find that stupid white collar blue shirt with his suspenders and just be like...
So many of the shirts were so difficult to find. Leatherface's shirt was also so... We tried so hard to get an exact replica of Leatherface's shirt in business form, and that pattern is...
This weird thin stripe, like... There's like a little striping to it, tan kind of thing.
Yeah.
Was pretty tricky.
Very tricky.
And then
Pinhead was fun. Pinhead was coming. It was like when I texted you and I was like, okay, but can I string office supplies from his nipples?
Yeah, he's got staplers and rulers all hanging instead of knives.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Jason, we went with the classic kind of Jason outfit, and then what was his tie? His tie was hockey sticks. We did hockey sticks because, you know, he's a hockey guy.
And we spent forever designing Maniac Pixie Dream Girl too.
So let's talk about Maniac Pixie Dream Girl, because that's the shirt you're wearing was originally her shirt.
This was what she was going to wear, and then we went, well, but she's also an original character, and no one's gonna know what her name is.
So that's why it says her name.
Put her name on the shirt.
Still, people still say that she's Sally Face.
I know.
And they also are just asking, who is that? Who is that? I'm like, it's original. We created a new one because there's not enough female slashers out there. And so Gina and I started working on a little backstory for her that she's basically a combination of all the the manic pixie dream girls from like Elizabethtown, Garden State. She even has Iron and Wine buttons on there, and that she's wearing a necklace with teeth. If you see, she's wearing teeth.
Yeah, we came up with a full backstory.
Those are all the men that she's helped and then betrayed her, so she's taken all of their teeth.
No, they're all the men that told her to smile.
That's what it was. It's the men that told her to smile.
And smiles for them.
Yeah, so she takes their teeth,
her.
and she's always smiling with their
I had
teeth.
to make individual teeth. That was really fun.
And then you made that bag made out of human flesh.
Yeah.
Gina went above and beyond on creating this character, but obviously we have bits of like the arm sleeves. Yeah, those are an Etsy find.
Yeah, these were amazing. These are my favorite thing we ordered for it. They're so comfortable.
They are amazing because there was like she once dated Freddy, so that's what that was. Like that was a remnant of a relationship with Freddy. And Anna is arriving as well to talk about things. Good to have Anna in here. I'm sure she's got some audio coming.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome, Anna. Welcome. Oh, so glad that you're able to make it. Sorry your class got extended. But...
Yeah, it's the paint party. I'm like literally all painted. Like every day, you know.
It's all good. We were just finishing talking about the Maniac Pixie Dream Girl and how she was designed. Gina designed her and everything. And the mask, It was always my idea to have this blank mask that she could always emote with her marker and everything, which was a pain in the butt to do certain shots with.
I loved that though so much because we when you pitched that to me immediately, I loved it, and building on the mythos of her, it was just like, well, the manic pixie dream girl in general is sort of a projection of what people believe onto another person in the first place.
Yep.
So having a blank mask that you could project whatever emotion she feels like, whether drawn or not, having a blank, I loved it. It was so beautiful. Ryan, that was awesome.
Yeah. And Ryan made the Maniac Girl mask out of some measurements of his head. Yep, there it is. Still got that.
I've got one over there too.
This was one of the ones that we got blood on it and tried to clean it, and it ended up just getting too messy, and we had to make another one. But I found that in the box when I was digging out stuff.
And then your fiance Selena did the painting on the mask and everything.
Yeah,
Right?
she was the one that ended up painting them all up.
Yeah, she was there to support the hell out of you, man, as you were doing stuff last minute. That priest mask you did in like a night or two. Oh my God, you're like, I didn't sleep, but when's that shot? Is it the first shot? I gotta dry it. And then put it on Gina's face. But Gina was very happy to be the priest from Beatles.
I was so excited. Well, we had to take it off in between takes because you couldn't breathe in it.
Yeah.
It was a full. It was just like, all right, close your eyes, hold your breath. Okay, shot done. Okay, rip it off. Like.
It was amazing. And then Anna did effects makeup work for Pennywise, the Babadook, the Nun. Amazing job. I saw her Pennywise on her Instagram and went, oh, I need to have this. And we've worked on a couple Big Head parodies together, and she's a professional and amazing, and took on all this. And Gina was there to assist as well. So lots of hours of makeup for a very short shot. So I hope you're not too mad at me of that, but it looks incredible. And pairing the Babadook and Pennywise together was a delight. And if you want to say anything about the shoot or the makeup or anything that you'd like to remember.
So it's super interesting because I think that was like the third or fourth Pennywise that I had done. So when you called me up, I was like, I do other things too, you know. Like, you're straight for the video. I was like, okay, I'll do it again. But the funny thing, and I was telling the actors and actresses, everybody there, that I have never watched any of these movies because I'm a scaredy cat. I'm the weirdest makeup artist. I love doing all of this gruesome stuff, and I love sculpting. I love I love doing it. I don't watch it. So even the video, I'm always like, is it going to be too good? And I'm not gonna like it. But doing it is so enjoyable, and I always have so much fun. It's really a bonding moment with the actors because you're on their face like this for like 2-3 hours, and so you have nothing else to trust that person, trust each other back. And it was fun. It was a very fun crew to be around, and that's always something that I look for when I do projects, because it sucks to be 16 hours with people you don't like. So it was just a cool experience. I know it was like super last minute, and everything came together. You had an amazing team of like specialists that was like, I was like, wow, this is awesome. We're in like a house, but this feels like a studio.
You guys set up in the garage. It was great. And you also pulled double duty as you were the ring girl who was the ring bearer at the wedding, because there was no way I wasn't going to have that.
And I didn't want to see a picture of myself because I was like, I'm too scary. I don't want this. I kept taking pictures to my fiance, and I was like, look, my worst nightmare.
Yep, you just put on that wig and everything. You're like, grease this up. Let's do it. We're doing it.
And the thing is, you know how to do creepy very well, though. Like, I was in this dance company for 6 years. That was a horror, psychological thriller horror. All we did was horror performances. And the director was always like, you're so freaking creepy. And I was like, yeah, you wouldn't tell if you look like I'm creepy. And then I like turn around on my belly self and like, okay. So it it's tapping into those areas of you that you're not comfortable with, but you do well. Makeup was kind of like that when I started. I didn't know. It was one of those things that I like art and came together into such a cool mix of like art in a body or in a face. And I really love every opportunity that I have to do projects like yours where I can do more than one and it's actually recorded and I have evidence and I can see the work in process. Because you do a lot of things for shoot that it's like a photo and you're done, you have to take it off and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the hours are worth as long as, the final project looks really cool and it did. So but I knew it was gonna be good. So
Well, thank you.
I was happy to participate.
We were glad to have you there. Megan, any questions from the audience as we wrap things up here?
Yeah. So costume and makeup. What was some unexpected hiccups or like redos you might have had to do?
The finger.
Pinhead's costume kept coming apart when we were trying to kill him. It was.
Yeah, it kept tearing in the back.
Because we had to cut it because Lee was had to take the mask off too. So
it was a little too tight for him.
It was a little too
So
tight.
he kept cutting it up the back.
Yeah, Lee actually is. He's claustrophobic. I learned that very late into the game. And went,
Everything that has to do when you have blood on a set, it is a makeup artist and a costume director for a sniper. Like anything that you have to stain with blood, it's like a 1 or 2 shot opportunity and you're done.
Yep.
So every time you have something with blood that they're like, oh, the next shot, she doesn't have that on. I'm like, okay. So I think it's more the cleaning part, not so much the application, it's the cleaning, where she has like bloody things, or you have to copy and like do 2 days of the same like blood. It's like, okay, where did I place this yesterday? So it looks the same. So I think everything that has to do with blood, I think the costume people can agree. It's like, it's always oh my God, it's going to be okay.
Yeah. I know the Camp Crystal Lake shirt that had all the baby vomit on. We didn't have the other double the day of the set.
That's right.
So we had to shoot that for like literally 10 seconds and then wash that shirt as quickly as possible without accidentally bleaching it with the stuff we used as baby vomit.
Yep.
Just so he could wear it, so that Whitney could wear it in the next shot. And it was
very stressful, but it worked. Thank God.
Very stressful day of trying to clean a shirt as quickly as possible.
We were crossing fingers that came off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe it won't. I don't know.
Let's take
together in the prepping area, so everybody was in everybody's business.
Yeah.
We were all like helping each other through everything.
Oh yeah.
But I will say, speaking of blood, the audience would love to understand if you're able to talk about the types of blood you used, how much blood was used, et cetera, et cetera.
This is where the money went. I made sure to get the expensive blood on that. Like I am getting the good stuff that doesn't stain, and for the most part, it did a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing. The blood is red drum blood, and it's water based, but it doesn't stain most things. But I mean, anything after a long time is gonna stain a little bit or here and there. But it came out of almost everything pretty easy, with the exception of a few things.
Yeah.
But
it's so much more comfortable to work with too. It doesn't get sticky when it dries like camo blood.
Yeah.
The blood, at least for the face, I love that blood because I think the part of like staining also affects the regular theatrical blood stains the face. Like if you put it on, it will stay. So you don't want that in film because you have to take it off and then you have like 3 other scenes that don't have blood. And I also love that the red brand has the darker, the lighter, like all the shades of the different blood that you will need at some point, like the dry blood or the after an hour, after 30 seconds, after 2 days, how the blood changes color, and they have really, really good colors representation in their line of blood.
Yeah. No, I mean, on the first shoot, I bought a vat of corn syrup from like a for like a school, like from a school ordering thing. Like it was a jug of it, and I mixed it, and I mine was like red food coloring, a little blue food coloring, and peanut butter to thicken it up.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
It was delicious for a moment. But it, man, oh my goodness. And then I bought some like blood effect stuff off Amazon that we used on some of the walls and things, and that was a pain in the butt to get off of anything. So I'm glad we had the good blood and it all worked out, and Michael was very happy that we didn't ruin his parents' house.
Or the office that we shot in.
Yes.
Oh yeah, well that too. I think we went through about 3 gallons, I want to say, altogether.
Nice. Yeah, we went through a lot of blood.
It was pretty thick too, so we watered down a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how we got like the carry dump and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a huge amount of it.
Yeah.
God, that carry blood dump. Yeah, so I think that is all the time we have for questions on this. We're going to move to the next part there. So I'm going to end this with a little clip of one of my favorite moments that I remember from Scott and David when we were filming the Michael Myers decapitation.
Oh, the green screen
in a
stuff.
backyard, green screen, like it was all filmed in a backyard, and they're just in ponchos, ducking behind this, and Scott is puppeteering this,
that was so much fun.
this thing. So I'm going to play that while I say goodbye to everyone here. Thank you all for joining for this. Thank you for being on this shoot. It is amazing because of the work that you guys did. It looks so good, better than I could have imagined. So I will play that clip while I say goodbye to these folks.
It looks so good.
And tip. Cut. That was great. Okay, and we're back again with that. That was a good, amazing blood spray. I love that so much. That was a fun thing to shoot in the backyard. So for future things, I'm definitely going to film in a backyard rather than mess up someone's place. So now we are going to talk to some of the cameos, including Megan Gorman, who was one of them. And we're gonna let them
never
in there.
leave.
I know you don't leave. So we're going to go ahead and admit them.
Well, while you're letting people in,
Yes.
do you remember where you got I can't say the name.
Ashy Slashy.
Me in, Coach.
Oh, you're in, man. You're in.
Hey, Coach.
Where else we got? Where'd you go?
You can set some more mood.
Yeah. I got
Yes,
him. I'm pretty sure he's
mood
an
lighting.
Amazon.
There we go, a little red.
Ashes from Amazon. Okay, a lot of people are very excited about this, and I had to explain to them that that is a Zoran prop. Like, I just live here.
All right. Here are some cameo folks coming in. Oh, someone's got my audio going.
Oh, wait, I know that guy.
Hey. Welcome to the cameo section of our piece here. We've got some amazing people that donated time to appear in this, to become references themselves, not just the inanimate objects that are there. We have Mr. Vincent DeSante, who is, of course, the man behind Never Hike Alone. I will say one of the best and most popular, well-known horror Friday the 13th fan films out there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to be a part of this, too. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, no. And then we have the Sloan boys. We've got, they're labeled as Dan Sloan, but it's actually Robert and D'Artagnan, who reprised their roles as Zach and Dylan from Sinister 2 for the Bagul shot. So probably people were just thinking, I got 2 random guys standing there, but it's actually the guys that were in the movie. So welcome, guys. Say some words so I can make sure I can hear you.
We're happy to be here.
I love it.
You guys?
And then we've got, of course, Chelsea Rebecca, who was Pennywise, and Barbara from Night of the Living Dead, the Tom Savini remake. And, of course, we have Mr. James A. Janice returning here, playing himself, kill counting in the video. Everyone loves your cameo, James. All the comments just say James. They have to comment and just go, James.
Very enlightening.
And they killed Mr. Deadmeat or Mr. Kill Count.
We also have an extremely conked out Lucy.
Oh, Lucy's there
back
too.
Here.
The cat.
She's
Wow, she is
asleep.
passed the fuck out. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, welcome everybody, and thank you. How did you all get involved in this Social Mediasochist sequel, or your first impressions of me and all of this? You can say any of those things. We'll start with Vincent, because he looks most confused.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like how it all got started. I think it was. I remember you just reached out, right? We just reached out just to meet up.
I Facebook messaged you because I wanted the ghost Jason mask in there in the music video. So I'm like, hey, you made a thing. Can I borrow a thing from you for free?
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, and I'm trying to remember because we went to that cool little restaurant over by where you used to live.
Casa Chocolate.
Yeah, so we hung out over there, and yeah, you reached out. You had good things to say about Never Hike Alone. I think I brought you a Blu-ray. You have like the red one.
Yeah, I have that special Blu-ray of the few. I got rid of all my Blu-rays, but I kept that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anybody has those and it's hard times in COVID, just go to eBay, throw one on, and you'll make more on one of those than I ever did.
Wow, nice. Thanks for donating to the project.
Yeah, but then then you kind of brought it up and then said, would you want to do a cameo? And I was like, hell yeah. And
so I'm going to bring up the cameo and see if people even recognize it, because you are out of focus in the background. So there is a bit of a focus thing, but it is you, and you are playing the role of
the killer from Prom Night.
The killer from Prom Night, R. Fenton.
The remake.
The remake, because everyone in that office is a reboot. So it's the reboot killer from Prom Night, and he's there with Megan Gorman in her cameo as the Tilda Swinton from the Suspiria remake, which Megan hated that movie so much, and I said, I'm making you be this character.
Wait, which Tilda Swinton was she?
The red
dress one?
Oh,
She wasn't like old man Tilda Swinton?
No, not old man Tilda Swinton.
My first thought was her from the end. Like just that.
Naked?
Yeah, just.
But
I was like, why don't I remember that?
I'm just gonna throw it up on screen here quickly, just so they can see you guys in the background there. There you are.
Yeah, we spent like a half hour trying to take the perfect like iPhone.
Motion?
That was awesome.
Oh yes,
I love it.
we got like a perfect recreation. I'll see if I can find it. What video is happening?
Yeah, no, that was them in the background there. And do you remember what you guys were talking about? Like, there's some kind of interaction you have where you're like putting your hand on his shoulder. He's like hitting on you and like asking you where the coffee is.
Yeah, it was kind of like I was trying to act like I was big man on campus. Like I worked, like I run this whole division and everyone answers to me and blah, 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 like type thing. And like she's just so oblivious. And then she hands me a coffee and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
I just like magically apparate a coffee in. I'm like,
and I'm
fuck
so
you, man.
Yeah, we're like, what is this? And so yeah, we just kind of went with something like that. And yeah, just to give you some motion in the background, because I think it's the shot where like Freddie comes up and Jason's at work.
Yep.
And so it's more about their interaction, and we're just kind of like, we're background, so we're just kind of.
But I wanted you in there, and I'm just like, yeah, you got to get you in there, man. And I'm just like, you're with Megan. You'll be in good hands. You're great.
No, I mean, there's so many awesome people in this that I'm just happy that I get that little thing. I go, that's me, and then it moves on. But it's a ton of fun. I mean, it's hilarious. Yeah, and I remember the day we did it. I just remember being completely exhausted because I had done an overnight working the night before, and I was working as a PA on The Rookie for that show, and then basically came from set, took a nap, and then came to your set and was like, where do you need me? And you're like, oh, we'll get to you in a little bit. And I just remember like sleeping in office chairs for most of the day until it was ready. I think you guys were gracious enough to get me out before lunch.
Yeah, we got you out as soon as we could. I was like, you're just like, I have to leave. I can't, I'm going to fall over.
Well, it was like chaos. I mean, you had a ton to do. You were ripping through shots. I think you were working in the conference room at that point. The scene where Jason is basically being made fun of, and he starts like murdering. And this is where like blood hits his face, where I believe his
which was
new
actually
girlfriend.
a pain in the butt because we couldn't get it to hit right on, and it missed and went behind him, and then we had to reshoot it, reset. We
Didn't
had like
get
no
some
sets
got on the
left.
chair or the carpet, so everyone was like scrubbing.
Get the carpet clean! Get the carpet clean!
Yeah, that was
so
a
we
lot of
did.
fun.
But also because of you were gracious enough to put me in contact with Mr. Tom Matthews, who sadly couldn't join this
Yes.
evening. But I did want to show a little clip of Tom playing his gun like a guitar because it made me so happy that he was amazing. He showed up on set just like nonchalantly. I'm like, oh, Tom's here, great. And then we said we're gonna go outside. And you're gonna do this, and then I think he even had the suggestion, like I just had him aiming the gun at Carrie and Jason, and then it was like, you know what? It's a music video. Let's have fun. And he's like, yeah, you want me to play like a guitar? And he nailed it. So here is Tom playing that like a guitar, saying, "Wake up." Yeah, that made me very, very happy. So thank you for putting me in contact with that man. And he's going to be in Never Hike in the Snow, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
your
gonna be
your follow-up to
reprising-
Never Hike Alone.
Yeah, it's a prequel. Since we're trying to like really go at it. If we're going to do the sequel stuff, that we gotta have a lot of things in kind of done. So this opportunity came up to do something that was in the snow. Fans were kind of like wanting that, and we wanted to do something that didn't really touch onto like what happens afterwards and what happened before. Have some more fun with Ghost Jason and stuff like that. So we just finished right before COVID hit, like literally a week and a half before we got the last day of principal photography. And then everyone's been kind of shut down. So we're just working in post and, taking care of everybody and checking in and doing what we can now. But we're excited about it. We can't wait to release it later this year.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that thing because I've heard your whole story for everything that you want to do for the future ones.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very excited for
that's
the
right,
art
you know
that
it. You know
you've
what we're
created for the sequels and everything. And I got privileged information that I can't share with anyone because that's Vincent's job. All right. So then we've got our good friends, the Sloans, over here, who I got in contact with through the 5-second films, Mr. Michael Rousselet, because these guys have been doing 5-second films since, how old were you when you first started doing 5-second films?
Gosh, I don't even know. I know Robert did the first one. It was
I was 5.
You were 5?
It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the very first one I think was like a kite skit or something, and then the 5-second film guys found out he had siblings, and then we got into it too. So it was all just really funny.
Yeah, because then your sister was in there too.
Yeah.
And you guys were also, you were both in the Every 90s commercial ever?
All 3 of us were, yeah.
All 3 of you were in that one, and that
It's the best video, man.
so amazing.
Okay. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying things like this.
That's so cool. That video's amazing.
Yeah, you guys were perfectly 90s kids, and but of course, did you have to be explained like what you were parroting? Because you weren't born in the time that you knew what the hell these 90s like fish end dust angled.
It was so funny. The overhead shot was the funniest part for me. Where you get the pizza bites getting taken away, because I had no idea like that was a thing.
Oh yeah, where they just disappear.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fanny pack. It's
And you and one of my favorite 5-second films, which I actually just have it right here because it's 5 seconds that I'm going to play, is Halloween Costume. So I'm just going to play that right now because it just makes me so happy.
Halloween costume.
What do you want to be for Halloween?
A ghost.
I hope you're happy.
Yeah, where it's just you just saying, I want to be a ghost, and then you get shot. And she goes, I hope you're happy.
Damn, you got
I was actually shot in this room.
What was that?
Yeah. That was shot in this living room.
That was shot in that living room? Oh, amazing.
Live from set.
That is so cool, guys.
I remember we did one out in the orchard too. We were eating like a piñata's guts or something.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was actually outside too.
And so then, how was it reprising your roles from all those years ago with Bagul that you've somehow now just started working at his daycare facility?
That was fun. It was funny because while we were shooting it, and then people were walking by. It was just like they saw you in the mask, and they're just like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, that's right. I was Bagul, just patting the boys on the head, having a good time, just turning over and over again.
And you couldn't see out of the mask. You were like, "Where am I? Am I facing the right way?"
No idea.
Keep fixing his hair.
Yep.
I remember that too. The hair was just in his eyes the entire time.
I couldn't tell. I would see nothing. That's how I imagine the real Bagul is. He's just wandering around blind all the time, and just he keeps popping in because he's like, "Is someone here?" Jump scare. Jump scare.
He echolocates.
And then, of course, I don't know if you guys saw, but Mr. James down there did a Sinister 2 kill count. I don't know if you guys ended up watching that at all.
Yeah, actually, we did. I had a few people reach out to me because I had never heard of the kill count before. And they were like, "Oh, you have to watch this," and we watched it. It was actually pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah, of course. It was really cool. No, I understand why it's called the kill count now.
They workshopped so many names before that. And they're all now the parody versions that you see out there, like Carnage Count and whatever.
Hey, Carnage Count was around before me, man.
Oh,
Don't be
where's
talking
it?
shit.
Oh, never
yeah.
mind. I didn't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I didn't know. I'm sorry, Carnage
Don't talk
Count.
shit.
I'm sorry, Carnage Count. You guys are doing great. Yeah, no, I remember James was super excited when I told him it was actually you guys in the music video. He's like, "Wait, it's actually them?"
I freaked out.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. And then of course we got Chelsea here, who was Pennywise.
I was Pennywise.
Which you have done a Pennywise before, but now you had a professional makeup person, Anna, putting on your makeup. Do you remember how long that makeup took?
God, I sat in that chair for 2 hours, maybe. Yeah, like 2 hours sounds right.
Yeah.
I already had the head prosthetic. I wish I had it. It's in the closet, or I would go grab it. But I already had the head prosthetic. My friend Santino made it for me, and the wig and everything. But even though you kind of like put the head piece on, it still takes forever to paint the entire thing white and attach it to your forehead and stuff. And then you've got the lipstick and eyeliner. It takes so long, and it's so sweaty.
I'm gonna throw up a picture here. They always come out sideways for some reason when I put them in there.
Oh, no.
But you can see a sideways picture of
oh gosh, my
her without hair.
Okay, here's a fun set story. So Tom Matthews was there, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Tommy Jar, amazing, like horror icon. I'm sitting there, and I'm at that stage of makeup, like I don't have the wig or anything on. I just look like an alien, and that's like he came over to introduce himself. And I'm like, hello, I just look. Just hello, beep boop. My name is Chelsea. I don't think he would remember at all meeting me, because that's just what I looked like. Very cool.
That's how Megan, I think, met you as well.
Yes, yeah.
We had met previously, and I was telling you this the other day. We'd met previously, but like Anna's makeup is so good that I like didn't recognize you at all. And you were talking to me like, "Yeah, we've known each other. We've met before. Like, yeah, good to see you again." And I was like, "You too." And I was like, "Zoran, who is that?" And he's like, "That's Chelsea." I was like, "What?" Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, it was so good. So.
Oh yeah, no, that one made me very happy. I think I have something.
That's what doing cosplay is like. If you do it regularly and start to make friends at conventions, because you meet everyone when they're wearing a costume, and then next time you have someone comes up and you're like, I have no idea what this is.
And then you were also Barbara from Night of the Living Dead, getting hit on by Ghostface and not having any of that. Just sidling out of that shot there.
Oh man, I forgot if I made that costume beforehand, because I think you saw it.
I saw it.
And
I went, oh,
please
this is perfect.
come wear it. Yeah, I made it because again, like I cosplay pretty casually. Like there's some really intense cosplayers out there. I'm just more like for fun whenever I feel like it. But I got invited to do a panel about zombies at LA Comic-Con, just like the history of zombies in film. And I usually dress up when I go to conventions. So I was like, cool, I'm going to dress up as Barbara from Night of the Living Dead. No one else on this panel is dressed up. And then I'm sitting there wearing just like a full like vest of fake bullets, and I have blood and dirt everywhere, talking about like scholarly zombie essays. It was fun.
I'm very glad that you got to use that costume again. That was just put together.
Me
for
too. Yeah.
And then Mr. James there, who I met, of course, at Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah,
the concert.
there's video evidence of it.
I know. I was wearing a top hat, coattails, and I think, buddy, like John Massari's like, you need to meet this man. He's hanging out somewhere. I'm like, oh, I'll say hi to James, and then you interviewed me, and then I kept poking you and sending emails, going like, I could help you edit things, and you're like, no, I have to edit myself. I have to do it myself. No one else knows how to do this. And then you finally threw me a bone after a live stream comment that I went, James, you just said this is the part that you hate the most. Can I do this part for you? And then since then, I think I've done officially now over 100 of them.
Have you? Probably.
I was keeping track at a point, and then I rearranged all my file system, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm gonna keep.
I have records. I can
Greatly
check.
appreciated, by the way. He has just a little bit more free time, at least.
Yeah, no, I don't. You could not be where you are right now if you didn't help spread things out and let other people help you out, because it's a big undertaking, man, and you do real good work, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Thanks.
And I'm assuming.
Wait, before you ask me questions, can I ask the Sloan brothers something?
Yes, you may.
Did you guys get to keep anything from Sinister 2, like one of the old cameras or anything?
No, we didn't. But a funny story about that old camera.
Yeah.
So I was really little. I think I was like 11, and I had noodle arms. And that camera was a good like 20 pounds.
Ooh.
And so every time you see me bringing it up, I had to like swing it up to my face so that I could hold it. It was really fun. They actually made like a foam one so that I could just hold it. But
Oh wow.
that was really fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good question,
Wait, how
James.
is Bagul? Is he nice to work with?
Yeah, he's actually really cool. So I only saw him a few times without makeup on, but I know the makeup process was really long.
Yeah.
But when I saw him without makeup on, he was like, he honestly reminded me of just a surfer dude. So I thought he was really funny.
My God.
Because it's just this guy who's playing a really scary part. So it was pretty funny.
Yes.
Surfer Bagul, man.
I'm like genuinely
with me,
really.
kids.
I'm genuinely very scared of Bagul, so I love that story.
On weekends, I'm Bagul.
Yeah, Bagul.
my. All
Sorry to
right.
hijack your stream, Zoran.
No, that's all right. I'm gonna just leave, and you just take over the rest of it, buddy.
All
Don't
right,
worry.
hey everybody, welcome to the live stream.
Well, James, actually, I wanted to mention that. So I got you, doing your kill count thing and getting killed, because I've always wanted to make sure that you get killed in things.
I always love getting killed.
You did a great job. We put a lot of blood on you, and the bag was far too small for you to actually be in, but that's okay. It all worked out because I made a joke about it, and it took a while to get that bag take perfectly. So I've actually put together a little outtake of how many times we missed the bag. So I'm going to play that right now. Here we go.
Action. Close. Perfect.
There we go. Sorry that it's delayed, that you guys won't be able to watch it as well, but you watch it again.
That was like ASMR.
Man, that was back when I
Trash
could get
bag ASMR.
haircuts and look good. That was good times.
Oh yeah, no, you looked delightful, James. And you also, fun fact, he does count in Spanish for the Spanish version. James does say
that's right.
uno, dos, tres. I made sure that we did takes with uno, dos, tres, even though you probably can't tell at all. But he does.
That's so good.
Say different. It's in a different language. And then I think I was going to surprise, and I'm going to bring Morgan back in to see if he's even there, because this might be really embarrassing. Oh, there he is! Because Morgan was Babadook with Pennywise. And
Oh
what
my
did you think
gosh.
of this relationship pairing between Babadook and Pennywise?
I think this is the first time I've talked to you not in makeup. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you.
Hi, Chelsea.
I'm going to do a quick little clip. I have some outtake stuff from Babadook and Pennywise of you guys talking. The audio's a little off because we were just using in-camera mic, so it's a little hissy, but you should still be able to hear what they're saying. But they had some fun little back and forth bits, so I'm going to play that right now. Reach your hand down like you're just like trying to grasp, so it's like grasp. Snuggle up to your love there, Pennywise. Yeah, talk about the book. He's like, he wrote this. You guys like this book?
She's
so proud.
She's always flattering me, but seriously, it's really good. I even illustrated it.
Wow.
There's just the one.
There's
spot.
one picture in it. One really
People say
big
it's my
picture.
best work. We have fun.
Cut. We got that. And we are back. There you go. That was some of the fun on set that I just took a little bit out of because I love the grasping. He can't pick up anything at the table.
It's so cute. Yeah, it's just long fingers.
But are you so is this our gay couple then? Pennywise and Babadook?
Yeah, although it's so because we would have filmed and everything before it chapter 2 came out, and like if you've read the book, there's a really there were so many like articles after that sequel came out like, guys, I don't think Pennywise can be considered an ally anymore. So maybe happier days with that.
Well, I just remember Babadook has been kind of claimed by the LBG the community has kind of claimed the Babadook as that, and I just thought it was a really nice.
Thanks to Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to
Netflix. Actually,
to the point where I forget who the distributor was, but whoever has the distribution rights to Babadook did a limited edition run of the Blu-ray, but with like a rainbow, like it was the silhouette on rainbow instead of black. Yeah,
that's cool.
Which is so cute.
So I'm going to open it up to questions from the audience, if there's any here as we go things.
Well, you talked a little bit about it, but there was a question about like how did each person get the character that they played? Like how Chelsea, you saw her costume and you asked her to come do it.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of these folks come ask you? I know I didn't ask you.
Well, here it is. Morgan wrote the song. I had to put him in it. Chelsea had costumes. Great. That saves me money. And they look amazing. And she's a delight to work with. James is himself. And I had a kill count joke in there. The Sloan boys were generous enough to reprise their roles for this silly thing that I thought of, based on the connection to 5-second films. And Vincent there, he didn't know what he was playing. He's just like, I'll show up on set. And then I said, you're the guy from Prom Night. He's like, okay, there was a guy from Prom Night.
Who just looks like me in like normal life as it is anyway.
You basically just have the outfit.
Just like
put on
that?
the baseball
Okay, I'll just put on a hat.
Great. That was wonderful.
Transformation complete.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, I'm so thrilled to meet Vincent, the Sloan boys, and James, because I never got to actually work with you guys.
Oh, that's
I wasn't
right.
on set with you guys.
The man that made the music.
But I was so excited that you all were in it.
Yes, Morgan flew out just for a couple days there because he was going to Hawaii immediately, right? You were leaving from LA to Hawaii and changed all your plans to make sure you could film and then get out.
That's right. I remember that.
It's a rough life for this Michigan boy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Michigan, yeah, go blue.
There it is.
Go blue.
That was, I forgot if I told, I definitely told you this story, Zoran. I'm like, I think maybe it was after we stopped recording the script reading live stream. But yeah, Morgan, I was telling them about how my favorite thing from this shoot is us two Michigan born and bred people, but like just imagine the two of us in our Pennywise and Babadook costumes. We're both drinking. We each have a can of beer and we're just sitting in the garage by ourselves. And we had a really long discussion about how much we loved minor league hockey growing up and our favorite IHL teams. And just out of context, it's like one of the most wonderful moments, you know, that I just
amazing.
in my I'm just always gonna remember that little snippet.
Go Kalamazoo K-Wings, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
we have
Vipers, baby.
We have a couple quick specific questions, one for Vincent and one for the Sloan boys.
Mm-hmm.
Sloan boys, any upcoming projects we should be aware of? And then Vincent, anything you can tell us about the prequel?
So Sloan first.
Sloan, guys, why don't you go first?
No, nothing right now for us.
You're just living life.
Enjoying quarantine.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about the prequel. It's going to be intense. I don't know. We kind of took everything we did with Never Hike Alone and jumped it 1,000 notches forward. Different type of storytelling style. Brought some old elements back in new ways, which was really cool to try and see what we did Never Hike Alone and recreate it in new ways, to make it interesting, to make it familiar but unique. And so you'll see us pull some of the same tricks in new ways. And then we'll also have like some fun new surprises. Obviously, Vinny Guastafari reprises his role as Sheriff Rick Cologne. So I think fans should be really excited about Rick coming back, which is going to be really ridiculous. He's really good. I mean, but it's different. It's not like your typical Friday film. Again, it's a little bit more dramatic. There's some dramatic acting in it. Vinny's really good about it. And then Anna, who plays the lead, who plays the mother of this character that goes missing, is really good as well.
She's a
just
really,
a
really wonderful actress.
Yeah, yeah. We just it's it was really I was just really impressed with like the acting core, because last time obviously Drew carried the whole film. And then Brian and I did work in the costume, but this time it's an ensemble cast. So it's pretty cool. It was fun to kind of have a whole film to play with multiple actors and have interactions. And so it's cool. I mean, I'm just really excited to release it. It's just now with COVID, we're at the point where we're like, when do we release it? How do we do a premiere? And kind of juggling with those things right now. But other than that, I think fans should be really excited. We have some really cool Friday the 13th content coming out.
That's very exciting, as the rights still are not known by anyone. This is the time to do it.
Apparently, by mid-June, new developments. Who knows?
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's we're excited about the way it's coming together, and we just can't wait to release it. Really.
James is just hugging on his cat. He is just loving that cat.
But she walked in, I don't know if anyone could hear her, but she was meowing up a storm, and she dragged in her toy after her, so she
Oh my God.
attention.
One last question, or any other questions that we have here?
Just how was it filming your quick things? Most of you had a day or like a half a day on set. Were you nervous? Were you excited? Any quick things about that?
It was fun.
Good work, James. Thanks for saying the line I wrote for you.
Ate lots of snacks. It's like filming anything if you're acting in it. You just sit there and watch everyone else run around, and you get to eat the snacks that are there.
Well, Chelsea and I had to have by far the most amount of makeup of any of us in there, right? So that was fun. Although you had to sit still for a long time and have stuff sprayed on you.
Yeah.
I will say, Morgan, I'm very glad that we didn't kill your character, because we discussed killing you in that scene.
That's right.
And then we're like, nope, he's the singer. He just needs to sidle away, smile, and leave the frame. It was
so
perfect.
I can come back.
Yeah, you can come back. Babadook can come back. Sloan Boys, any last words?
I actually remember we were trying to get it done before the sun went down. And for some reason, a train kept passing by. I don't know if you remember that, but it passed
Now
by
I do. Now I do.
5 times. I was like, oh my gosh. And we had to wait every time because the lights on the train would go by and then it'd be red.
Yep, and then Michael Rousselet was driving the car while wearing a Jason mask. I wish I had that picture actually right now, but it looks really so stupid as he's looking out the window at us just driving. Oh my goodness.
That was actually at the house, wasn't it?
That was the Michael Myers house. That was Michael Myers' house, which they set as a landmark and used to be a dentist office, I think, and then it was
in Pasadena.
In Pasadena, that's where we filmed that.
Museum in there.
And if you look in the thing, I
next
put a
to it.
little shot of Michael in the window watching us, so he is up there. If you look in the upper right-hand corner.
Chelsea goes, oh.
I love my horror boys, all my my villain boys.
Yeah. So yeah, any last words, everybody? I think we're good. I'm going to end with a little clip of James that I found of him getting blood painted on his face while I say goodbye to everyone. So thank you all again for joining for this and for being a part of Social Mediasochist 2, which will live on forever and ever and ever and ever. And hopefully you'll be recognized on the street for it. That's the dream. All right. Thank you guys, and here is The James.
Hey James, how you doing down there?
Oops, sorry.
James.
And I'm actually gonna start that clip again.
Hey James, how you doing down there, buddy?
I'm getting bloody.
Yeah, you getting killed?
I'm a bloody buddy.
Oh, how's that feel?
Not good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Audio is back. Here we go. Hi, it's Megan and I again here as we transition over to the villains. Let us look at some of the villains here. So I will allow them in one by one here. What do we got? We got this one here. We got this one. And this one. Uh-oh, not that one. Not that one. Oh no, there is a Brock. Oh, I'm sorry. Go away, Whitney. Go away.
Hi. What?
It's not your time yet.
Why'd you make me turn the thing on?
Because it popped away and everyone is now seeing this. I love you. Bye. As if that was a surprise. All right. Brock, rotate your camera, my friend.
Hello.
Hello. And admitting you.
Look at the doll.
What doll?
Oh, she's got the doll.
Oh, the arms. The arms have appeared.
All right.
Creepy.
All right. Unfortunately, due to Lee not understanding that my email was in Pacific time, he's not here for this part. But he's one of the villains. He played Pinhead, but he's going to be in the next section of things, so he'll be joining us in a little bit. But for the moment, we have some people, which I should have a Ted in here too, right? There we go. We need a Ted. Let's get a Ted in here. I'm admitting him. Let's hope that he actually shows up. But in the meantime, there we go. We've got Brock Powell, the fancy Brock you've seen on Unproduced Live, of course, amazing voice actor, the voice of the Kool-Aid Man. And I, of course, decided to have him not use his voice and play Leatherface, a horror character that he does not like at all.
Not even a little.
Not even a little. But he was Leatherface. And below him, we got Ted Evans, who was Ghostface, the MTV Ghostface.
Woot!
Yep, he's connecting to his audio, so he'll say something in a second.
I was listening to the video, which is delayed from real life.
You did great.
Okay. Cool.
And then we've got Jay Kerwin, who was Michael Myers, the Rob Zombie reboot version, because we needed someone who was very big and muscular, and that is Jay. He is amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's good to have you, man. Yes, Jay was a boot camp instructor, still is my boot camp instructor, and a big proponent of my work, and said, yeah, I'll do this thing. And then he did it, and I was happier than I could have possibly been. So
it was a great time.
Thank you for being here, man. And then Melanie played the nun. As you can see, she's got her Annabelle now, but she looks quite different out of makeup and such things. We also had Lee as Pinhead, but like I said, he'll be coming into the next part there. So here we go. Let's talk to our villains for a little bit. And first of all, how did you guys get involved with the project, or first impressions of me as a person, things of that nature? We can start with Brock.
I lost a bet, if I recall, right? No. Actually, funny enough, Zoran, I think I told you this. I was a huge fan of the original video, and I'd seen it time and time again, and various versions of it. The original pirated version, I was really familiar with the world that you built. And then when we met out here at the premiere of another friend's music video, we instantly hit it off. I spilled the drink on you. You were wearing, you remember this? You were in a Space Jam basketball jersey.
I was not in a Space Jam basketball jersey, was I?
Yes, you were. Yes, you absolutely were.
No, I was wearing just a numbered jersey, I think. I had a neon fanny pack and a neon hat, and I think it was my Dare fanny pack. I think...
You definitely had a Space Jam.
I think Alana had a Space Jam jersey on because she had a basketball. And
Yep.
we were holding the basketball between the two of us while she was off
That's
getting
exactly
drinks.
right. Yep. But then Josh from All That caused me to spill it. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do remember that now.
Josh from All That bumped into me. I forget his last name, but he played Ear Boy in the sketches.
Yeah.
From, oh my God. And he bumped into me. I spilled a drink on you, and now I'm in this music video. So
Yeah.
thank you, cast of All That.
The cast of All That is what got him there today. So yeah, we're very welcome. And as I said, you hated Leatherface.
Hated it.
Just like Megan hated her character that she played. She's impersonating her Suspiria role again. But you basically just played it like a big baby, which was amazing. You just said Leatherface is just a very large baby.
Just a very big, well, he's a big mama's boy, right? He loves his family and just
Yeah.
sort of, the worst part is, like, although it was completely MOS once the song was in there, everybody, and Jay, you can attest to this, I was giggling and making weird, like, like the whole, I feel bad because you guys had to listen to it time and time again, but no one ever heard it because my face was covered, so there was no need to do it, but it was much more fun to, like, actually kind of laugh and lose yourself a little bit.
And then we were smearing, I think, food all over your vest constantly, chips and crumbs, and you were just supposed to be this big slob.
Gina would be like, hold on.
Yeah,
Mess
Gina
him
was
up.
an artist with the crumbs and the grimy stuff, the Doritos, and it was cool because normally, like, when you're filming something, they're like, don't eat in costume, but this one was like, yeah, please eat something, get it all over.
And then we had Jay. There was Michael Myers. So how did you get involved with this? Did you know of the music video beforehand, or your first impressions of meeting me as a person at boot camp?
Yeah, when you first came to boot camp, I was like, this guy's quirky, but I love it. And I got to know you, and then you told me about the first video, which I don't know how YouTube really works, but I watched it like 10 times just to up the videos, because I always like to help people out, but you didn't need it because there were so many views once it got unpirated or whatever.
Yeah, because it was, in case people didn't know, the first music video, the reason it didn't do well for so long was it was pirated and put all over Facebook and got millions of views with a different song underneath it, editing out any of our stuff, like credit to us. And so we were kind of lost for a while, and then something changed in the algorithm, or something happened in like a couple of years. We went from like 500,000 to 64 million views, and it keeps growing. You people keep watching it, and I love you for it. Please keep watching it and keep looking for the Easter eggs. I know I mentioned most of them, even though my Easter egg video still missed a couple of references in there. So thank you for the comments for pointing that out. But yeah, no, thank you very much.
And the funniest part is what Rock was saying about how it would be great if there was some way that they could make a video and show like him wearing a mask, and like I was wearing a mask too, so it was kind of like he was like and and that it's obviously cut out of all the videos, but that's what makes for good performances, it seems.
Yeah, I will say your performance, I still to this day, like, you perfectly knew how to be very physical with your performances, and like working with masks is very difficult to emote, and sometimes a lot of people will go very subtle in things, but you knew exactly, like, I am a cartoon character, we are pointing like this, and I am grabbing my side and laughing, and then just like, I love when he raises like the not again sign, and then you guys like leave, you both like, whoa, whoa! You just like perfectly went away. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And then you got to see yourself decapitated.
Yes.
How did that feel when I showed you the decapitation?
I love the being behind the scenes and seeing how everything's made, and then seeing how it comes out in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I know how they did that. And it was great. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, you were there helping balance the fake head on that we lifted up on a string. As well, so that was very good. And then we got Ted Evans as a ghost face there, MTV's ghost face, which that mask was a wonderful donation discount from Etsy group who is in my Instagram, and I'm sorry I didn't mention everyone's exact names, but my Instagram has everybody on there, so if you want to see where everything is, it's there. But Ted, obviously, how did we meet, Ted?
Zoran and I actually went to college together, and as I recall, I think we liked the same girl, so we didn't like each other.
Yeah. That's
There's a thread here.
I remember this guy, what does he want? And I knew, and we saw each other on film. We saw each other on film shoots, and I didn't really think anything of it. But I moved to Chicago. I think the last time I saw you was on a student film shoot. It was like a fairy tale version of it was like a modern telling of fairy tales, like the Three Little Pigs and all this stuff. And
I played a bunch of dwarves.
You were shooting behind the scenes. You were the dwarves.
Yeah.
Yes. In this fairy tale senior project. And the next time I saw Zoran, he was dressed as Hermione from Harry Potter. He was at a midnight showing of one of the Harry Potter movies, dressed in drag. And I was like, oh my God, it's Zoran. Or Zoki, because we called you Zoki in college.
Yeah, it used to be Zoki.
Zoki. And then we really didn't, that was like these isolated incidents where it was just memorable, but we never hung out. And then I think we saw each other at a Halloween party for Cutters in Chicago, and we're like, we got to hang out. I was dressed as, I think you were...
I was probably Doctor Who at that point.
I think you were Mike Myers, actually, or maybe...
Or Jason. No, I was Jason, you were Wolverine.
That's what it was, Jason and Wolverine. And we're like, we got to hang out. And so we went and saw The Purge when it came out in theaters. And then I moved to Los Angeles, and we're like, fuck. Well, we finally started hanging out. And then you moved to LA, and then we started making videos. And you had already made Social Media Ask 1, which was amazing. And I screened it for this web show video competition series, the Web Show at the West Side Comedy Theater in Santa Monica. And, you know, I was always blown away by the production value of that and how many references you were able to cram into it. So when I heard you were making a new one, I was just psyched you wanted me to be part of it at all.
Yeah.
And I got a machete to the face.
Yeah. And actually, I'm going to play my favorite moment of yours that I actually captured was you did a wonderful reference to Tommy Boy on set that made me really, really happy. So here's this little here's this little clip. I hope it's actually that little clip. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Technical difficulties. But... Ted, I have nothing more for you. I'm going to have Melanie talk while I figure out this clip. But Melanie, you were the nun. And how did we meet, and how did you get involved in the music video?
Oh, God. Well, we met back in Chicago as well through friends of friends at a New Year's Eve bowling tradition, and he was rocking like the Walter White look at the time with the buzz cut and a mustache, and it was fantastic, to the point to where when I met you a second time I had no clue who you were because you looked so different. But we met at various Halloween parties and stuff through the friends of friends, and then kind of similar to what Ted was saying, like we started hanging out and getting to know each other, and then Zoran moved to LA and I was like, well, crap. But now I live in LA, and, you know, as for this project, I wish I could say it was my sheer talent that got me in it, but I kind of bought my way in because I Kickstart donated to the point to where I could be in it.
Yes.
Even though I might have begged and pleaded to be in it anyways, I was like, well, this helps him, and hey, it's a sure thing now. He can't say no, so haha.
I was very happy that you were the one that got that award to be at the dinner party, because I'm like, oh, she's perfect for the nun. You did that perfectly, and I do recall that you weren't a fan of the contact lenses.
No. That was my first time actually ever wearing contact lenses in my life, so I remember like it took me almost 15 minutes per eyeball just to get them in. And when I got the first one and I came out of the bathroom and I was like, you guys! But then, yeah, I think I lasted, maybe 4 hours, and then I was crying so much. You're like, we got the shot. You can take them out now because you only have to be dead. And I was like, oh, thank God.
Just close your eyes and be dead, Melanie. We got it. I think I got the Ghostface clip, so I'm going to play that right now. See if this works.
I feel like it's not so much here or here. Right here.
Walls look amazing.
All right. Yay! I'm back. Yeah, that was a wonderful Tommy Boy reference from Ghostface there that made me very, very happy. Sorry that it's delayed for all of you.
Here's so much.
Right here. That was a paper cutter. That was the thing about all those deaths too that I want to mention is that it's just taking those classic Jason versions and making sure that they're all office related. So a paper cutter, the giant scissors and everything. in there, just paying homage to all those amazing kills that Jason has done over the years there. See if I had any other notes there, but I think we can take some questions from the audience. If anyone has any questions for our fine feathered actors here.
So 2 specific questions about 2 of your deaths.
Ooh.
So Brock, how was it being pushed through a wall? And Ted, how was it being slashed in the face?
Let's talk about it, Brock. Let's talk about it.
I was really hoping we were going to get around this. We almost stopped being friends after trying to get this shot in pickups.
That's not true.
We almost stopped being friends. If it wasn't for Mr. Michael Rousselet, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
The hardest thing ever, because we were in playback trying to push it. What Tom worked his magic. It was like a muslin sort of latex thing. What was that you were pushing my face through?
I forgot. Ryan actually had that. I don't think Ryan's around anymore. No.
He's not around anymore?
No. I was saying if I could just
him?
pop him magically back in here and go, I think he still has it. It's like a latex thing that he textured to make it look like a wall, and then you push your head through. And for some reason, your mouth movements were not matching the song, because it was
really difficult.
And it's weird. You have to exaggerate it and still fit it. But you kept adding an extra one, and I was trying to figure out what it was, and then Michael kept going, do it again. I'm like, no, I need to figure out what the disconnect here, because he just keeps doing the same thing again. And
you
eventually,
ended up just throttling the footage, right? You ended up just
I basically reversed and speed ramped the footage a little bit so it fits, and that your now matches, and that is a death of, I think that's Nikki's death in part, oh God, I'm gonna say it's part 7. I think 6 or 7. Nikki's death.
So true.
I'm sure the chat would know.
True to Leatherface's character, I was incapable of following simple instructions. So you're welcome.
Yes. That death. What about other deaths? Ghostface, how was your death? What did you feel about your death? Oh yeah.
This is my Walking Dead Maggie machete. That's what I said in the book. I just wanted a machete, and they're like, "It's Maggie's machete." So, but it was like they gave me a second mask that had basically this, and then tubes running up, so that there's a pump. So I thought I was gonna get flung back, and they were like, "No, just stand there and just let it happen." So I just had to go and not really do anything, but just let this blood and this cold liquid just ooze out into my shoes. And I almost slipped a couple of times.
You did. I remember.
Oh, but then I got thrown back into a chair with the thing in there, and they rolled me out of the room.
But I will say it was probably pretty nice. It was pretty nice. It's stand here, Ted. Great. Now sit in a chair while we try and push you for 20 takes to try and get you out of this freaking door.
Very relaxing. Yes, it was very nice. Anytime I can get killed, I'm there, man. I got killed in a production of Sweeney Todd back in the day, and that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. So
everyone loves getting killed.
Probably better than that, just slightly.
James included.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How'd you like getting killed, Jay?
It was really cool because when you said what was gonna happen, I was like, well, how are we gonna do this? And then to see how I wonder how you learn these things, all right, here's how we'll do it. And I'm like, oh, and we had to, match the suit with the guy that his head comes off. And then to see it, how it came out in the end was like, wow, that's really good,
Yeah, I wonder if I have a little something here. Oh yeah, I do have a little video that I'm playing right now. That's you can see the fake dummy with David and them, where we basically tied a string to the fake dummy of you and just pulled it right off the top of the head, which you helped place. I remember you being like, no, we got to get it right here. And then I don't know if you reminded me or something, just put the pin on. I think I forgot the pin or something.
Yeah, it's those little things.
3, 2, 1,
when you go as a kid and watch movies and you're like, look, he had a tie on. Now he doesn't have a tie on. You know, it could be a week that they shoot one scene and then shoot another scene.
Yeah, no, I mean, that one worked really well because we did that, and then the blood spray that I showed was the green screen that we used later because we weren't going to spray blood all over that office that Michael potentially wanted to continue working for. So we had that. It blended well with, we added that, and then I like digitally added a collar on it, and Jay's like performing the body motions too. So he like did a take where he's just kicking his head back over and over again. So yeah, no, there's a lot of deaths. And then Melanie's was more off-screen death, but how did you feel just laying your cheek down on a bunch of blood?
Slippery. Although I did like that, like some of the game day decisions that got made that I enjoyed was at first I had Annabelle laying next to me dead, and you guys are like, you know what? We're gonna put a knife through her and stick her to the wall. And so you can see her stuck to the wall with a knife out of her in that scene, which I think is fantastic. And I got to take her home with me.
Yep, that's your little prop that you get from production. Did I sign that or no?
No, but that's fine. I don't know.
All right, that's fine.
No, I'm kidding. I think
you don't need
signed
your
the
friend to
box.
sign things. I was just curious if I did.
You signed the box, so when you're famous and
Oh.
forget about all of us, I'm good to go. I can sell it online.
Awesome. Also, I want to mention Ted did play Jason for two shots. 2 shots. He played Jason. He was for the finger putting on shot. Jeremy had to go and we had to do that a completely
driving.
separate day while he was driving.
And I walked around when we marketed this at
Yep.
the horror con that we went to.
Yep.
I mean,
he passed out things for the Kickstarter to get us some money while he was dressed as emo Jason from the original Social Mediasochist. Yeah. So questions. Any other questions from the audience, Megan?
So they had questions. They were curious what it was like to play an iconic character, since all of you are filling shoes of big names. And also, what was it like working with Zoran? That was a question from the audience.
Great.
The worst.
Just be honest. Be honest. It's okay.
I go. Okay. Well, Zoran, I don't know if I told you this, but I actually played Leatherface at Halloween Horror Nights. Like,
I didn't know that.
5 years ago. Did I not tell you that?
You might have. I
It was
remember you were in a
awful.
cage at one point, and then you were also the Ghostbusters. So.
Yes. Well, I did the voice for the Ghostbusters last year, but years before that, I was actually a scare actor, which is, I have such mad respect for people that do that every year. Because I love haunts. I will never work one again. It is really, really grueling. So I worked in the Saw Maze, but before I got placed there, I was the right height and size for Leatherface. So I played Leatherface a whole night in like a full Texas Chainsaw maze. And it was awful. It was so bad because they kept playing. They played the sound effects over and over, and I had such a headache from the chainsaw. And they don't let you do the voice because they want to protect your throat, which is cool. But you're listening to another actor do like ooh, 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 over and over and over again. So it was a real joy to get back into Leatherface's apron. What does he wear? It's like
He's
like
a
an
sweater
apron.
vest in this one. He normally wears an apron, but we switched it to a sweater vest because we felt that was the office attire.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really fun. It really did make me feel like I actually have a soft, meaty spot in my heart now for the character. So it was cool. And working with Zoran to answer the question of that. And I'm sorry, by the way, I'm doing like Blair Witch angles here. My stand broke right before we went live.
Okay.
So I've been using my bicep strength. So Jay, we gotta get back at the training there with the mask
Shoot
on.
you the other arm. You don't want your one arm to be
Yeah, it's gonna get all Popeye. But working with Zoran's always
He cut out.
was a joy.
He cut out on purpose.
An absolute creative force. What I did?
You froze as soon as you said working with Zoran. I wrote
Whatever compliment.
And then you called me a horse.
I can't remember it. I called him a horse. No, working with Zoran is always great because he's a creative force and he's got a big cartoony imagination and all the things. I don't think I've ever worked with someone who can bring the things in his head to life on the screen in a way that is so satisfying for everybody involved. So if you guys had fun watching it, I can tell you that each of us, and me especially, I had just as much fun making it, which is a really rare compliment, I think. So there you go.
I second that. Not having too much film experience myself, I just had the best time, and like what he said, to see somebody, guiding people and logistics and things like that, that's one thing, but figuring out, like, I mean, I know nothing was thought of, you know, that day. Well, a couple little things like, hey, what do you think about this? That would work better. But, you know, to come up with the ideas and schedule it and get everything, you know, I don't know if that's a director, producer, whatever, you know, if you were both.
I do all the things. It was everything. It was all the roles.
Yeah. And I was just like watching you being like, wow, I'm glad I don't have to do that. For one, the creative side, but also the timing and logistics and ideas and, you know, all right, you guys get started on this, we're going to go on this. And I was like, whoa, how are they going to do that? And then, oh, wow, what a great idea, you know, and whether you had seen it before or whatever, but, you know, it's like, I mean, I don't know, but I was like, wow, I mean, I could see you running a, you know, however much movies cost these days, $100 million movie, you know, like.
Aw, thank you.
I don't see how anybody can do any more than what you did, you know, I mean, and in the movies, you know, huge production movies, you have 5 other people that, you know, are going to help do what you did all by yourself, you know, and with the help of, you know.
I mean, I was definitely not by myself, but our crew was not as big as a full production crew, but everyone chipped in and did their parts, and I've always been a fan of that.
And playing the character, I mean, it was so much fun. Like I was saying, it was just like, I just made it to my own, and you know. No, but I mean, like, it was so funny trying to get the words we were saying under the mask to come across, you know, with your body, like, what are you doing, dummy? You know, and then like we're throwing the cans at the main guy, like, hey, nerd, you know, and like. It was like high school, you know, grown up, and it was just a lot of fun. It was great.
Well, we were very happy to have you there. And what about you, Mr. Ted Evans?
Oh, just awful working conditions. I'll never. Is there a third one? I hope not, because God, it's just the worst. No, it's great. Zoran is the best because he just does everything.
Aww.
You know, make it happen. You know, you just. I remember when you were talking about this as a concept, and you had worked out like a rough animatic of this, what the story could be, and I was thinking, like, okay, and now it's been a year since this thing happened, and it's such a massive undertaking, you know, for such a short video. It's a lot of planning, and you know, just to nail it like you do, it's always great to work with you. So, you know. Well,
thank you very much. And then Melanie, how about slipping into The Nun or working with me?
I mean, to be honest, I've never seen the Nun film, and I still haven't. So I'm sorry.
I haven't either.
Okay, good. Because I'm sorry to the horror fans who are like, "Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever." I haven't.
But we all saw the posters. So.
Yeah, it's creepy, and I love.
Is it good?
Is it good?
It's fun. It's like Evil Dead, Conjuring. It really is. It's wacky.
I mean, The Conjuring, I'll take. The Nun movie, not for me. I did not enjoy The Nun. I will have none of it.
Anna did a great job. I loved looking at myself in the mirror all night. Every time I looked in the mirror, I was just like, oh God, that's me. Okay, but I loved it, and recorded silly videos and did Snapchats. It was fun. And yeah, to speak to working with Zoran, it's great. Like, I mean, there's a reason I kickstarted my way into this project, because I got the chance to be in one of his other things, like by some stroke of luck. I don't know. When he asked me to be in anything, I'm always just like, me? You know so many amazing people. Why the crap do you want me? So
because you are an amazing person, Melanie. I love you.
Yeah, he's like seriously amazing to work with. I like watching him work because he gets in the zone. Like literally, I remember watching a lot of the filming just off to the side, and like you see him and he's like in the zone. You're like, oh, I'm not going to talk to him right now because he's working, and you can see all the gears turning and all the ideas happening, and it's great. So.
Oh man, I'm gonna cry. You guys are just the loveliest. Loveliest of all the things there.
Cry for us, Zoran. Cry for your fans.
I will do no such thing. I'm going to briefly see if Lee Russell will join us, since he was a villain here, or if he's still doing things.
Lee, my dinner date.
As we switch over to the next part, he might not be there, but it's fine because he'll be in the next section. But I have a clip that I'm going to go out on that I very much enjoyed of. So Lee and Melanie got to do a little improv for their scene, and again, it's in-camera audio, so it's hissy and not the best, but you can hear him as Unhealthy Doug doing these wonderful things. Oh, there he is! Hi, Lee! It's good to see you, man.
Hi, Lee.
We were just we're gonna keep you in for the next part to answer your questions, but I was just bringing you in because I'm gonna play out a clip to end out the villains here, and it's of you as Unhealthy Doug talking to your date, the nun. That makes me very happy.
What I say.
And me trying not to laugh.
Yes, but thank you all for being a part of this, the music video, the reunion, everything. You're all amazing, and it would not be the way that it is without any of you. I really, really appreciate you donating your time to it. So I'm going to play this clip and switch over to our last group of folks.
Thanks, Zoran. Is it a bad time to ask about our checks?
Okay, I'm going to press mute now. And technical difficulties. Quick, say something funny, someone, while I pull up this video, because it's really funny.
Something funny.
All right, guys, something funny. This is a hoot. So today, when I woke up, my daughter was screaming my name, just screaming. But my name is not my name anymore. It's Daddy. So it's just this tiny voice belting at the top of its lungs. Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. It doesn't want anything from me but acknowledgement that it knows how to scream. So when I woke up, and I only got 4 hours of sleep, and I woke up, and I walked, because she was there's so many reasons. I woke up, I walked into her bedroom, and she just screaming, eyes closed, Daddy, Daddy. And then she looks at me, stops, and goes, huh. And I just want to point out that, like, if she continues to do this growing up, it will be less and less cute.
Yes.
Amazing.
It's guaranteed to be a nightmare at some point.
Great story.
Hey,
I have
at
the
least
clip
she's got
now.
great comedic timing.
Oh, perfect.
All right. I'm going to mute,
Kind of flawless.
and we'll be
She
back
had
right
put
after
me in
the clip.
Stalls while I was trying to cook dinner.
All right, you two. Muting.
Is this your first time using Bumble? It's mine. I was on Tinder before. Struck out every time. You know. This is good. This is good. You want kids? I mean, she does. Whoa, underage! Please, nana. That baby can't drive, you know what I mean? Bad demon!
Pick up that sausage, buddy.
Alright. Me and you. How's that soup? Pretty good, right? Wish I could have it, can't touch the stuff.
Hold up the doll a little bit.
What? A little bit? What? It's okay. I'll got it.
All right, we're good. Cut. And we're unmuted. Thank you. The clip ended. Here we go. Hi, everybody. For our last group of folks here, we have...
Bonjour.
Someone has the audio on. I can hear myself. Excellent. So we've got our heroes, I guess, as we're called. I mean, we're all monsters here, but we've got a lot of good people here. And hi. I'm gonna actually say hello and let's introduce everybody. You saw Gina before doing costumes and everything, and this is Gina as the Maniac Pixie Dream Girl, so she can talk about being that character. And of course, a lot of you might know Gina from all the streaming that she does, and games and everything online.
Amazing.
Like, she does so much stuff. She's a crazy lady and is super talented, crafty person too. So if you need crafts made, I'm gonna tell her to do them for free right now. Is that cool?
No.
No?
Don't do that to her.
Okay, awesome. While she's doing that, we then also have Mr. Lee Russell, who popped in before. He was Unhealthy Doug and Pinhead. He is there Pinhead in his red abyss of sorts. Oh, she's got the Audrey hat!
Oh, yeah, look at that.
She made that. She made that.
Oh, God, so pretty.
Oh, my God. That's incredible.
Flower crown on right now.
I
love it. I want one.
We
is
then
it
have
Audrey 2 starring in Midsummer?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
We've got Mark Cusper as Freddy Krueger, who, if you watched our Nightmare 13 live reading, he reprised the role of Freddy in that.
Yeah.
And is, of course, in all the low carb videos before I moved to LA, and then a few after, because he lives in Colorado now, and I live in LA, and we'll still get him in stuff, but he had to be Freddy Krueger. There was no way around it.
Colorado.
Even though I forgot to mention, I don't think I mentioned that Michael Rousselet, as a producer, was like, why are you flying these actors in
To wear a mask.
to
right.
wear a mask? And I'm like, they will do it. They will all do it. I had to have these people return, including, of course, Whitney Jones, who doesn't wear a mask, as Carrie, reprising her role. And, of course, from all the Monsters of Science videos as well, most of them, when she was available. And you're out in Las Vegas now, living it up. Everyone's still in different areas, but still coming together. And then finally, we've got a Jeremy Connie as Jason. There he is. He's even got a terrible wig on to be that Jason. And so, funny thing about this mask, so you can see the mask that we actually used. This is NECA's original mask for part 4. And so I own a lot of these, most of which have been cracked in half. I had to, these went out of print before the music video, so I had to go on eBay and spend a lot of money to get extra ones. And so then I went on Amazon and saw, oh, they have them up again. Let me go order one for Jeremy. And then he got it, and it is very different than what it is. So this is actually an out of print mask that is kind of becoming our own Jason, which is very yellow. So our Jason's a very yellow, kind of more cartoony. So I think it works really well for our Jason.
Can I have the one where I scratched up from shaving from the first one?
Do you have that one?
No, can I have it?
I don't know. We may have cracked that one in half. We'll see. Because we needed one on the dummy. We put another one on the dummy.
Yes.
Can I have the one that I stuck pencils in the holes in the first one?
That one I think it actually got crushed in my door when I was closing my car door, and I heard a crack, and another one for the next shoot. So
can I take this off now?
Yes, you can take that off. You can actually show what you look like, because I don't know if anyone actually knows what Jeremy looks like. Jeremy and just his swan-like neck.
Yeah. Who's this young girl?
Yeah, that's Jeremy. He's a young girl.
Goes on.
So pretty.
Oh, thank you.
You single?
Okay, Lee, you just talked about your daughter and your...
I'm married. I have a kid.
I'm not married. Well, and your kid's adorable, so
Thank you. You want to babysit sometime?
Into a partnership.
Well, thank you guys for being here for this, and I actually wanted to play a quick little clip because Cusper...
What happens with the mask?
All right.
That's what happens.
Can't take us anywhere.
Wow. Cusper, Lee, Jeremy, and Whitney all had to live together when they were on the shoot because they were all flown in. So I got them an Airbnb to stay in, and I found this clip of their grocery store run buying supplies, and Lee has a suggestion for a drink, and it's very weird. So I'm just going to play this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm going to mute it. How are the roommates getting along, Whitney?
Oh.
Swimmingly.
Let's get a thing of half and half, some orange soda, and rum.
Yes, that was Lee suggesting some kind of drink that was rum, orange drink, half and half. Like, what was this drink, Lee? You're muted currently.
I am, because Rebecca's doing something, and I don't want it to bleed over, but she doesn't know how to go to another room right now.
It's all good.
This is fun.
Marriage.
I love her.
Lee,
Did
what
you
was
call
that
it a
drink?
creamsicle? Wasn't the drink
Yes.
a creamsicle?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. It was spiced rum, orange soda. I was trying to get a Mandarin, but I didn't find it for whatever reason. And it's not half and half. It's like heavy cream. And
Everyone's face is confused.
He was real specific. Lee was very excited to make this
Very
drink.
excited.
Did you guys
so I was
drink
chugging
it?
at home?
We made it, right? Didn't we?
Yeah.
Make it?
We did. I think I took like one sip, and
Well, I make it pretty strong.
You guys made it after I fell asleep at some point.
Yeah, that was
yes.
fairly early.
Yes, bringing up
Yeah.
a point on this this shoot, Whitney. You were actually pregnant on this
I
shoot.
was.
How far along were you on the shoot?
When did we film it?
February.
I threw up in Michael's mom's house.
3 or 4?
It was long.
So yes, you were a freaking trooper throughout this entire shoot, as you had the life growing inside of you, and still were getting blood sprayed all over you and everything. But I hopefully designed the shoot in a way that it wasn't super taxing. We had like a really big kind of one day, and then said, you go sleep for the rest of the day, and then we'll get you
down
like
in the green room.
yeah, and just stand up and then spray here. And actually, I don't think I told Skylar as well. And I'm assuming you were having morning sickness at some point, or
I threw up at Michael's mom's house at the end of one day.
Oh yeah, and where I'm like
door
I'm just
open.
trying to like buy
It's
time
like,
and be
whatever,
like,
guys.
Skylar's like, where's Whitney? What's going on? I'm like, she just needs a moment. She's just good, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure you were throwing up in the bathroom.
Oh, I was. His mom brought me in like cloth to put on my head, and she
Oh.
was like, "It's okay," and I was like, "Thank you, stranger who's never met me before but doesn't mind me vomiting in your guest bathroom."
Amazing. So
yeah, I think Skylar like assumed you were a bit of a diva, because he didn't
Probably.
because he didn't know, and he was just like, "What's taking her so long getting to set?" And I'm like, "Oh, she's pregnant."
I was whiny.
She's pregnant right now.
And also, just for fun, because I think he's still hanging around, I'm gonna bring Morgan Foster back in for this.
Oh,
little bit
good,
here, too.
great.
Which I assume he's
Oh,
always like
doesn't
surprising him.
sleep.
He's
I
like,
love it.
I'm watching the Bulls documentary.
Hang on.
Still? Is it still
Well,
on?
Hi.
I thought it was the Last Dance. How many Last Dances are there?
Yeah.
I'm not watching Last Dance. I'm watching.
Is it
America's
just
Funniest
one long
Video.
dance? Oh, isn't that? Wait, I thought that was the Last Dance.
You're the Last Dance.
All right. So what I want is everyone to kind of go around and be like, how did you get involved with this, or even the first one, or how you met me? Just a little story on how we kind of started working together, and maybe even how I am on set, if you want to say that too. So we'll start with Mark Cusper.
Oh man, put me first.
Yeah.
I have known you for a while. I've known you since high school. I think we didn't really start hanging out till after high school, though.
No, you were a jerk.
Yeah. No, that sounds right. But no, we started hanging out because I was always available and you were always wanting to film things.
Yep. So at one point, like after
Well,
I graduated,
I was there by default.
Yeah, I graduated college and knew that I wasn't gonna get any jobs doing things. So I'm like, I'm just gonna film stuff. And Cusper was always able to do anything. He would show up at my house to the point where he would call every day and be like, "What are we filming today?" And so I changed his name to God in my phone, so I'd wake up to God calling me. And then
I drive over with a Tombstone pizza. I just hold it like this. Well, that's in there. And I'd just eat it in the car, and I'd be about 2/3 of the way through it by the time I got to your mom's house.
Yep, there was a glass door, and it was just Cusper always standing out there eating a pizza, just a full-size Tombstone pizza, and then we would film some stuff. And so that's why Cusper was always in everything, and he is a natural, amazing actor that just, as long as I feed him not a lot of dialogue all at once, and give him little bits, then he can do anything, and his reactions.
I'm
he's
only
a natural.
good for short sprints.
Yeah.
Anything else is a disaster.
But yeah, and then how did you? So I asked you. Do you remember? I asked you to do Freddy in the first one. How'd you feel about being Freddy?
I have the memory of a goldfish.
It's very
I don't
true.
remember feeling everything. I watched some of the stuff that you put online, and I don't remember a lot of that either.
Well,
he said some wonderful things, Zoran.
Okay, that's fair. That's cool. Then we'll go over to Gina. Gina, how did we meet, and how'd you get involved in this project?
Well, I met you on Halloween one year, and you were dressed as Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
So I met you without knowing what you looked like at all. and you passed out on the couch because it was so late, and you were holding a teddy bear while
Little Freddy
just like
Krueger.
the finger knives clutching a teddy bear, and you were just passed out. And it was so like adorable that I had pictures of you on my phone for so long, passed out as Freddy without being like closer friends.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And you invited me to a Evil Dead marathon you were having the next day, which I didn't get to come to.
Mhm.
But then you know we were friends after that, and you just called me one day and were like, "Hey, want to do the sequel? Because I have an idea, and also can you help me do all of the things?"
Mhm. And I said, if I put her in it, then yes, she'll do all the things. That's how you produce.
And do them damn well.
But yeah, no, I just like the idea of creating a brand new killer, and I was like, I wanted to work with Gina for so long, and we did this before we did the Monsters of Science, right? Or did we do Monsters of Science before?
Monster Science before.
Monsters,
It was
that
before.
was before.
Okay, so yeah, so no, we had worked on that, but that was as a purely makeup thing to put Lee in every
And Big
single
Head Beauty and the
makeup
Beast.
known to exist, and then
Yeah, and I
Beauty
had
and
a
the
couple
Beast.
big heads for you, and
Yeah, but I really wanted to have Gina in something and give
that
her
was
a
the
role.
first time that I'd been in front of the camera for you, though.
Yes. And I think, let me throw this up here and see if it, yeah, there it is. There's me as Freddy sleeping with a teddy bear. It's a pretty amazing picture. So that'll show up to you guys in like a second. And awesome. So then, Morgan, how did we meet?
Oh boy. Well, the nice thing with being on this thing since the very beginning is that I've had like 4 drinks now.
Great.
But no. So let's see. We met because Charlie Carroll, who was in Long Pork, the sketch comedy group with you and Lee.
Yep.
And a couple other guys. You were on. They're not here, so I don't have to.
I know. I just like there it is. Zach and Seth and Mark Walker.
I know that. I know that Charlie Carroll.
Zach and Seth, I love them too. So, anyways, Charlie was friends with me, and you guys needed a stage manager to like help run tech and sound for a Long Pork show. And I was relatively new to Chicago. I'd only been there for a little over a year or something. And I was like, sure, yeah, I'll do whatever. And so I joined this little ragtag group to do a show, and it was just kind of fun. And I like had a really good time with you guys. And I don't know, just kind of became friends after that. And then my first band, Common Shiner, released an album, and I had reached out to you saying, hey, let's start a music video. And like, would you be interested in making a music video? And you were like, yeah, I think I would be. And I was like, really? And then
it's all history.
Snowballed into this.
How about you, Mr. Lee Russell? Since we're talking about Long Pork, we met before that, obviously.
Long Pork? Never heard of it.
Oh, Lee, it's okay.
No, we met at the time infamous Improv Olympic, which the Olympic Committee sued, and because you can't use the name Olympics for jack shit except for whatever. Yeah, and that's why they changed it to IO, and so whatever. We met there, and what I recall is making an impression on a number of people when I dressed up like Christopher Walken when I was Christopher Walken undead, and I had been Christopher Walken all day. So you probably don't know that. I was Christopher Walken at my job. I was Christopher Walken walking home. Anybody I talked to that day, and it pissed a lot of people off.
Wow. I think Charlie was pissed about it. I remember him saying, this
Charlie,
guy.
Yeah, he hated me. Yeah. Like the moment he talked to me, he's like, this is funny. You're funny. So like, drop the fucking bit so we can talk. And I was like, no, what bit? What are you talking about? This is who I am. Why don't you walk away? And I have like these like white contact lenses, black, like blacking out all the soul that could be in an eye.
That's our Lee.
That's where we first met. Mm-hmm. And then you thought I was funny, and there was this one day I remember because Rebecca my now wife had a huge crush on you at the time, and I don't give a shit. She
she was like, oh, that's the guy. What guy? And I'm like standing on the stage after a class or a show, I can't even remember which. And you walk over and you go, you're funny. You should hang out. And then you walked away from me. And I was like, what's your name, guy?
That's me.
Who the fuck just talked to me? And then I think you said something as you were leaving. You were like, "Oh, here's my number."
Yeah.
And you had your email and number, and I emailed you about Monster Plantation.
Ah, yes, improv group.
And we were. I was a late addition to the dying improv group.
Yeah.
I got on the ship as it was sinking, and I didn't know that. It was a fun time.
It's all good.
And then you were just kind enough to invite me into that whole world of low carb, and I think the music video happened because of you just had you had these characters for me to do, but I made them eat. And then it became the same guy.
Your Unhealthy Doug, as I've said, is from Jason Voorhees' personal trainer.
Oh, that's
you
right,
were,
personal trainer.
The original name of that video was Unhealthy Doug. Like, I was calling it that because I loved your character so much. And that was just, you're just a guy talking to another guy at a party, shoving sausages in your mouth. And I also remember saying, Lee, you don't have to eat all of these sausages. And you're like, no, I'll do it. And you just kept eating cheese and sausages. And this character fascinated me so much of just like, he's totally into a conversation 1 second. He's like, oh, that's great, yeah. And then all of a sudden, he doesn't want to talk to you anymore. He's like, what's your regiment? I don't care. So I brought him back for Social Mediasochist, and he's now appeared in each of them because I love it. And you always do an amazing job. And I'll have to find that Stalking video and post it at some point. But it's really good. But we'll move on to Whitney. How'd I meet you and you get involved in all this?
Is it fair to say I Facebook stalked you so I could work with you?
Yes.
Just not quite that. You're like, we were friends of friends, and then I was on your website. Somebody linked something, and I was like, hey, webcomic, do you ever need a voice actor? And you were like, no, but I need an actor. And the rest, as they say.
And you were in Schrodinger's Mummy was your very first one because I was like, oh, she looks the 50s part perfectly, and you are a 50s star. And then do you remember me asking you to be Carrie or anything of that?
Oh, yeah. You were like, hey, we're doing this thing, and I need you to be Carrie, and we're going to dump a bucket of blood on your head. And I was like, sold. I'm in. You should have led with the blood.
Yeah.
You buried the lead,
man. Like, yeah, duh.
Yep. And then we've got Mr. Jeremy Connie. How the hell did we meet? And tell us about becoming Jason.
Sure. So as I remember it, I met you through Greg Zimmerman, who was brother of Elizabeth Zimmerman, an ex-girlfriend of yours.
Yeah.
I met you in Downers Grove at their house back when I was living in the suburbs and playing in a band with Greg.
I completely forgot that.
I was lead guitarist.
You were in a band?
Poorly.
Wow.
In a band with Greg Zimmerman called Jumpman Jr., which is a reference to Mario. And I remember at that time just being like, I want to move to Chicago, and I want to do improv comedy classes, and you were this person that was already doing what I wanted to do. And also were simultaneously like very jaded about the whole thing. So I remember
I had been doing improv
like,
since high school.
I just remember being like, oh man, I want to be you, and you're like, whatever. It's fine.
All right.
You're making Zoran sound like the best.
Okay.
Yep, that's pretty
Zoran
whatever.
turned away literally the only person who wanted to be like him.
So I moved to the city. I started doing improv and sketch, and you were doing low carb, and I wanted to get into video. So I remember asking to see if I could work with you on some stuff and both learn and also participate. and that was great for me, just from like growing in producing comedy and producing videos. Something that I was hearing a lot from people about how prepared you were for the shoot. I mean, that comes from you producing and shooting video sketches for what, like 10 years?
I mean, 2004 is when I started, before YouTube. But I've been with YouTube since the start, and creating sketches. I mean, I've made over 100 different video shorts and all kinds of things. But yeah, every one I've learned something more and more as it continues. So they get harder to make, higher production value, and require more people. But luckily, I have an amazing group of people that want to be a part of it, and I want to showcase their talents, because you're all very talented. And I want other people to hire you. It's not just me. I want other people to take you and do things with you as well.
And you always feed us, so
yes.
I'm there.
You do feed us.
I got to make sure you're always fed.
And I don't remember much about how I got to be Teen Jason, other than you coming up and asking me if I wanted to be the star of your thing that you wanted to do. I was like, and I was flattered, so
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know if he did he really phrase it like that?
I mean I probably could have been like, whatever, dude. Do you want to do this? Well, I don't care if you do or not. I'm Zoran.
that sounds right.
Hey man, are you doing anything Saturday?
Well, you actually were killed by Jason before you became Jason.
That's true.
In Jason Voorhees' personal trainer, and probably because of that, I brought you in, because also we needed people that would be teenagers, and you had the right body type for an emo teen Jason, of just like lanky, slender fella.
That was the most flattering way to put that. That was great.
You're right. Yeah. I compliment your neck all the time.
You have the body of a small child.
Thank you.
You do, and it is absolutely
I appreciate
lovely.
the attention. You are saying words in my direction. I like that.
So and when you guys,
thank you.
When we did the first one, I'll just say, like, did you imagine that it would get to 64 million views? Like,
is it 64 million?
Yeah,
64 million.
That's amazing.
Lee's like, I haven't looked in like 6 years. What's happened?
What happened?
People watch it.
I don't know. I was wondering why you guys made a second one.
So I have a couple. Sorry, I got a couple clips, and then I'm gonna open it up to the audience here. But one thing is, Lee also played Pinhead. He did an amazing job. As our Pinhead was labeled Fat Pinhead, because he's making fun of Hellraiser Revelations, and the which I just watched yesterday, and it is a movie.
Oh, Revelation!
It is a movie, but it was made for $300,000 over like 3 weeks. So, you know, whatever it was to maintain the rights to Hellraiser. Anyway, that mask that we had made was made by Ryan. I forgot to mention this before, but we went back and forth, Ryan and I, for so long about how fat to make Pinhead, and it's just like big balloon cheeks. We're bringing him down. We're doing this and everything like that. But I was just like, I just want a Pinhead that's kind of let himself go and is like, I don't care anymore about these things. But Lee is claustrophobic.
But side note.
Yeah.
I never knew I was claustrophobic. I'm super into horror and makeup and all that stuff, and I would wear masks all the time. And it was on the Monsters of Science shoots.
Darwin, right?
No.
Darwin brought it back. It was actually Invisible Woman.
Mm-hmm.
The Mary Carey. I was in a green suit, and it was like nothing at first. I was like, I'm goofing around. And they're like, all right, we're going to wrap your head. It's like, oh, okay, this feels like I'm being buried alive. And then they put the goggles on. I couldn't see out the goggles. So then I'm enveloped in total blackness. It is hard to breathe. And I was instantly panicking.
You were losing your shit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cusper. That's exactly how you would describe it. The only thing that calmed me down was putting a bunch of ice on my back. So I, like, in most of those shoots, you don't see it, but I am literally having like several bags of ice just on my back to keep my body chill.
Yep.
so I don't rip my own skin off.
I forgot about that when I said, oh, it'll be Pinhead, and I'm like, oh, it's a silicone mask, it'll be fine, and it was good for a little bit.
Yeah, when I wore it with my regular clothes.
Well, here is a clip of you wearing it with your regular clothes, which is one of my favorite behind the scenes clips of you, and I said you looked like Coach Pinhead, coach of a Little League soccer team. So I'm gonna mute that and play this.
Tommy, get after the ball. Get after the ball, buddy. You got this. Yeah. Just remember, like we practiced. Yes. Yes. Your souls are all mine. After this, we're going for ice cream, boys.
In hell.
Love ice cream. I love ice cream.
Yeah, that made me so happy. So you put it on, I was like, we're good, everything's great. But then something happened, and when you were in the full costume, everything was really tight and constricting, and you were just panicking again. So we had to constantly take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, get it there. We had a big slit in the back to make sure it was easy for you to get off. We were all very good to make sure that you were as comfortable as possible.
But I also got to throw it to Ryan and his whole team, was that they were so understanding of it. They didn't make me feel bad at all. They were just like, when you're ready to, and that really put me in I felt like I was in very good hands, and I was very comfortable in my discomfort. That makes
Well, that's good.
sense.
That is very good. So yeah, I got one other clip that I'm going to show, and this is one that Gina would be very happy about. Gina, you've always wanted the full slow motion walk of the Maniac Pixie Dream Girl.
There's so many good references in it.
So we're going to play a full version of that slow-mo walk so you can see in the background all the different people that are happening right there. And we're going to mute that right now. Here we
The wrench.
Yeah, so that was the full shot. You can see all the references in there. Logan was the Silent Night Deadly Night Killer. Whitney came back in as Mia from the Evil Dead remake, walking away in that red dress. Lee was the Bloody Valentine guy, which we just had the pickaxe, and because the full gas mask didn't come, so it's just in the corner, and it's got like papers on it. And then Tom was the Thing from John Carpenter's The Thing, which is the remake. And then Cusper, you were the guy with the tire iron, which I now can't remember the reference. I think it's like Sorority House.
You did last summer or something?
I don't remember, but I was flipping that like a...
You were flipping that like a pro. And then Michael Rousselet
or something?
as the
sorority sisters.
it's sorority. I think it's Sorority Row or one of those. It's a sorority massacre or something. Then Michael was from Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Body Snatchers, right? I loved when I saw that final cut. I was just like,
yeah,
perfect.
So let's open it up for questions from the audience here, because you probably have lots of questions for us.
Oh, there's so many great questions. But I'm going to start with a hypothetical, because I don't know if there's actually a agreed upon answer. What is the name of the baby?
Yeah, that's been asked a ton.
Oh, really?
I really want to know. So we can speculate, unless Zoran and Morgan are like, this is the name.
That child has no name. I have not given it a name, nor have I given it a gender. Yeah, the child is neither boy or girl. Hopefully that can be revealed at some point in the future.
What if the baby was named They Them?
They Them?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Jason and Carrie, what would you name your child? What's a boy name? What's a girl name?
Definitely associated with male.
Well, boy name would have to be like, because Carrie, like maybe Steven for boy.
Why Steven?
I like Steven. I like Steven. That's good.
Okay.
Sure,
maybe a Fred.
Carrie's a Stephen King book.
I also kind of like if it's a girl, it could be Stevie.
Stevie.
It could be
Oh.
Stevie.
So they're both okay.
Like a Schitt's Creek
I
thing.
mean, that has nothing to do with.
Yes.
Not gonna do.
David, you're so right.
We'll have
Kane.
Alexis, but it's a boy.
That's why I talk to my Alexa device. I go, Alexa. Like,
It could be Kane.
Moira
Kane for a
Rose,
boy.
it's fine.
Kane would be good. We all love Kane hotter.
This is my Alexa talking to me.
Another
cool.
big, another repeated question was, doesn't the Maniac Pixie Dream Girl survive? Or does she not? Because she gets hit with Reanimator, doesn't she?
Oh, well thought of, people. Yes, there was a purpose for her to be hit with the Reanimator serum. So, Maniac Pixie Dream Girl, I will say, did survive that encounter. In what form, we don't know. But the Maniac Pixie Dream Girl is not gone, and hopefully will come back at some point in the future. Whatever that may be, I don't know. But I love that character so much, and Gina and I have a lot of backstory to flesh out and figure out what to do with her, because she's great. She's great. She's a crafty killer. She kills people with arts and crafts like an art teacher. Hot glue guns and everything.
We discussed how many times she's killed people with glue guns and
Yeah, and just it's don't mess with
big
her.
patches of their flesh. It's fun.
3 whole tens of times, dozens of tens.
So yes, she does survive. What else we got, chat?
So they were very curious, Whitney, how was it getting buckets of blood dumped on you?
Okay, so the first time I was all about it. So the first music video, that the buckets of blood was actually 2 different days. So,
Oh, really?
Oh
remember?
yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Because we
because I had to
dumped
get-
it, and then we had to redress you with blood and have you stand in a box.
I think the dump was actually the second time, wasn't it? The dump was the second day. The first day was just all the like, and all the extra things
Mhm.
and the running at Jason, and then
Yeah.
the second day was the dump. But
I remember
that
that
was,
we got to dump the blood on you, which was a lot of fun.
yeah, it was cold because at that one we were out in the alley behind this church that we were shooting at in their thing, and just like spraying me with blood, and it was Chicago and it was cold, and I was like, this is okay. I'm starting to second guess my life choices.
Yeah, because we
I
shot
stood in
that
a
in like
box.
March or something too.
Yeah, I stood in a box, and then I had to go home and scrub off and go do a show later that
Yeah,
night.
That was
for
like
the first
8 days.
You were requisitioned to a cardboard box on set because you
I
were
am-
covered in blood, and
Said that picture. Zoran, go to Facebook. There's a picture. There's pictures of that on Facebook.
Okay.
I have a video
Years
of you
ago.
singing about standing in a box covered in blood. Too.
Yeah, I posted that one on my
I'll have to track it
Instagram
down.
at some point.
But the second time around, it became a bit of a joke because Zoran was like, "This is the last time you're getting sprayed in the. This is the last time, I promise." And then he'd be like, "Oh, one more time."
Fun fact.
No, I'm tired and I don't want to throw up, and I just want to go sleep on my chair. It was like, well, one more time, and there were like 3 more one more times, but it was fun because it's fun to do things like this, and special effects this time around were extra awesome. So
I remember us practicing with an empty bucket on part 2 in the bathroom so
Yeah.
many times because we only could have one take.
yeah, there's no extra.
There was like a gallon or more of blood in this bucket, and it looked beautiful. I'm so glad that it came out because
Me
we
too.
rehearsed
It
that.
almost went too far back.
Yeah.
I don't know how Michael's parents weren't losing their mind.
I don't know.
They
were
are
so zen,
wonderful.
They'd like show up and be like, cool.
They have
So
supported
chill.
their child for a very long time, and he's done probably worse.
Plus, they're super cool people, so
Yeah.
you know.
It was
I
all
just
good.
remember walking into the bathroom after it had happened and thinking that you guys had put tarps and all this stuff, and just like I wasn't sure how it was getting done, and then walking in and it just it was on every wall, all the towels, the whole bathroom was covered, and just being like, that's gonna be a thing to clean. Okay. I'm
A lot
gonna
of it
go
was-
back downstairs.
A lot of stuff was still in the shot, and like walls and things.
Yeah. There was nowhere.
Because
to
it was a
hide
mirror
my
shot.
stuff,
Mirror
so.
shots show everything.
And a Candyman portrait was in the shot too.
Oh, of course, because he was in there. And also,
You
I
got
will
him.
reveal a couple
Overlook
Easter eggs.
hotel towels.
I'm going to reveal
That's
Easter
right.
eggs from that shot, which there is a handprint on the mirror that is supposed to be Kiefer Sutherland's handprint from Mirrors. He's trapped inside that mirror. No one will get that one. And then there's obviously the Slither Slug and a slug from Creepshow. I put 2 different slugs. The slug from Creepshow creeps out right at the bottom of the frame, next to the Trilogy of Terror doll. And there's still some other ones in there, but those are some more obscure ones in there. Yes, did we answer that question? Or were there more?
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked about the blood.
More questions.
And the other, for all of you, what was either your favorite thing to film or the toughest thing to film?
Well, for me, one of the toughest things to film was actually brought up earlier in the live stream, putting a garbage bag over James' Janice. It's also one of my favorite things to film because we had to do it. And I don't know if anybody's ever tried to fluff out a garbage bag in 2 seconds and put it over a human being. But it is difficult. It is not easy. So I loved seeing the outtakes of that, of just like my first tries being just atrocious.
No, you did a great job, and you got a perfect take in there, so it was absolutely wonderful. I know James was so concerned about his hair every time.
And then one of my favorite parts of shooting was right after that, where I was slamming James, the bag of James against the wall. We did a bunch of outtakes or extra takes on that that were really fun to try new things, including one that was a full baseball pitch wind up and swing at the wall, which was just really fun to do.
Amazing. How about you, Cusper? You're muted. I want to hear you.
There we go. Everything with Ricky.
Yeah.
The post-credit stuff. It was actually the best and the worst. Like he was just awesome. He was a super nice guy.
And you got to wear the actual Freddy Krueger glove too. You swapped out the glove that I had, and you're like, "Screw this glove! I'm getting this actual like nightmare."
And the real one, man. It was really nice. It was super pointy. It was way scarier looking. It wasn't sharp though. I was a little bummed about that.
Yeah.
But it was super cool, and it was the real thing. And then Ricky was awesome. And then actually, I wanted to ask you because I noticed. After we were doing that for a while, I was just pouring sweat under the mask. The mask was insanely hot. I overheat easily.
Yeah.
How many takes were ruined because my shirt was just covered in sweat?
Not many, sir.
Really?
You did a very good job, and I was fine with it too. I mean, that scene too, I was very happy with how that's the evolution of Freddy's character, because a lot of people commented how Freddy and Jason aren't friends in the first one. They're like, no, Freddy and Jason can't be friends. They fight. They hate each other. So I've kind of created this thing of like, they started as friends, but then in this one, Freddy's a bit of a jerk that said, cheat on your wife with this girl from The Office. So I'm like, I'm creating this rivalry between them so that we can get to the versus points. But yeah, no, you did amazing with that. And then, did I tell you before or after? You knew who he was. You didn't know at first that he was in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6. You're like, oh, okay. And then I went, he's also from Back to the Future.
Joe?
Yeah.
Don't walk on water unless you've got power.
And then you were so excited. I was like, I shouldn't tell him that. He's going to be nervous working with the guy from Back to the Future too. And
that was the best part of that movie.
Well, yeah. Ricky would love to hear you say that. Sadly, he couldn't join us this evening, but I hope he's doing well out there and staying safe.
So good.
So Gina.
Yeah.
Toughest thing to do, one of the favorite little moments and stuff as we wind down here?
I mean, toughest thing, I remember having to, my small blood dump out in the backyard of 5SF House was really difficult. Because again, we only had one shot and we kept practicing it, and I kept slipping because by that point the ground was covered in so much blood and mud. It became like bloody mud. And every time I kept having to do the like turn to be like, dang it, Jason, why are you leaving me hanging? I had to like be on this set, like this apple box that then got covered in blood as well, and then it was just like every single time I was like, I'm gonna slip in the middle of this and ruin the one take. It was just.
Well, that's why we did it
over
in
again.
two separate takes. We did your actual blood
yeah,
splash.
we got the blood for sure, but then getting the twist was impossible. I couldn't twist without slipping down the hill.
Which also, I didn't shout out to Nate Foster for doing some effects work on this as well. He comped that shot together, which is actually Ted pushing past you because we didn't want to do the blood spray on that day, so you did that together. He also did the car shot where you're puppeteering the gremlin, and he rotoscoped that whole thing and did an amazing job. And
That's
actually, the most amazing effect that he did was in the pinhead. I should have prepared this, but the pinhead, when he falls down and has the blood in his eyes and it's like you could see Lee's mouth and his nose underneath the mask, and so he went in and digitally like erased it and made it look like Lee's actual mouth and everything.
That's
and the
amazing.
shot looks flawless. So Nate, thank you for that. I really appreciate
awesome.
that.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Yeah, I also need to shout out to Mark Kleinfelder, who mixed this thing together here and helped with the Spanish version as well, and has done all of the videos on pretty much every video on Low Carb, because he is a super talented sound mixer. Love you very much, Mark Kleinfelder. And so let's go over to Whitney now.
Wait, I want to say what my favorite was.
No, you don't get to. We're going over to Whitney.
Why?
All right, you can say
Do it.
Go.
I just loved walking around and having all of the stabbed items in me. Just getting to have all of that. Because it was all on the rig under the shirt.
Yep.
So I got to just be stabbed for most of the day.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
It was.
Yeah, that day was wild.
That was like day one too, wasn't it? Like you were like walking around all stabbed. Like
I think so.
Yeah, that was.
Day.
No.
That was
Blood Split was day 2. That was day 2.
That was.
Was I filming the first day though, or was I just crew that day?
I think you're just crew first day because we
Yeah,
would have
so
all.
it was when we did,
Yeah,
Like the, sorry, I cut you off.
it's all good.
That's when we did like the dinner.
Oh boy.
not
Dinner
the
was day
party,
2.
The other stuff. I don't know. Never mind.
Whatever.
Well, listen to me.
Okay, but Whitney, what about you? What are your hardest and easy and most fun?
Well, they were long days.
Mhm.
So it was just long days to be pregnant in. That's all.
That's
But
fair.
I think I whined enough to make up for it. I thought you were
You
gonna get
did
so
not.
mad at
You
me.
were amazing. You.
I was like, I don't want to. I'm whining today. Meh.
But then as soon as you were on camera, you're a complete professional and everything, and it does not come through in your performance unless you were yelling at Jason as if you were yelling at me when you're mad at him.
No, I'm not that good of an actor.
Mhm.
Oh, sad. No, but it was, as always, it was awesome getting to meet all of the awesome people that you happen to have gravitate towards you. It was really cool seeing all of our Chicago peeps again.
Yeah.
The car ride from the airport where everybody was like singing along to the songs and improvising and adding their own things was
Mhm.
so much fun. But it was great meeting like Ryan and meeting everybody, like watching how Ryan did all of the special effects. I asked so many questions because I'm such a nerd, and it was awesome. The chopping Jason's head in half was probably one of my favorite parts because it was just amazing and so gross and so wonderful.
Pretty brutal day.
It was really amazing, just awesome to see.
It's so cool.
I do. I have a video of you, Whitney, holding the like severed head, and you're just like, it's so gross.
So gross, and I love it.
How about you, Lee? You had obviously you had difficulty with the claustrophobia thing, but any other moments or things?
Yeah, I had two of the hardest things that I remember. The hardest thing on the set was actually just being an actor and not, because usually the low carb sets are like you're doing other jobs that need to get done, and so you're just like, you're always kind of doing something. If you're not in front of the camera, you're just kind of helping out. And then like I felt like I was annoying everybody, because I like walk up to somebody, hey, what are you doing? Need help? No. You're a professional. This is what you do for a living. Oh, I'll fuck off.
And it was a lot of that. And then it was like, just like, man, I just felt so useless at those moments. So that was hard to get over myself in that sense, where it's like, you're not needed for one, except for one thing, dum-dum. And then the other hard thing was, the thing you actually mentioned was going backwards on that table, because that was when I had my eyes dug out. So I was in the mask and it's all blacked out, which just intensifies and the whole time I'm like, right before the take, I'm like, okay, don't hyperventilate, let's do it. and then like 2 of the takes I remember messing up, because you're like, Lee, you gotta, and I hate to do this, but you gotta go, oh, as hard as you can, okay?
Yeah,
we can't tell.
Because the mouth wasn't moving enough.
The mouth was so tight.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, oh, okay. And so it was like, it felt like 5 hours. It was maybe 15 minutes. I don't even know.
No, you you did it, man. There were a couple takes where your ice bag kept falling too. It was like,
yeah,
there goes ice.
And the ice is everywhere.
Just like singing. I'm just singing.
I think
you're in trouble when Zoran goes, Bud, hate to do this to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to spray you with blood again.
I'm the bad guy.
I feel bad about this.
Take me away. But we're gonna have to do that take again. Right. He never makes that face.
All right.
I think the best thing for me also on that whole thing was was when you were like very excited to get blood on a shirt that I brought, because it was a shirt you didn't believe, because you were like, oh, that's a nice shirt. I can get blood on this? And I was like, yeah, you blood all over it. And then you were just doing this. And you just threw blood at me for a little bit. And you're like, it doesn't come out. It's not coming out. You ruined your shirt. I was like, that was fun. To just have blood thrown on me.
I'm so glad. I don't remember that, but great.
That was when on Unhealthy Doug.
I love Unhealthy Doug. We had to kill you. And
because you were like,
your big dumb smile when you're dead is just great. Just dead.
Yeah.
Because
you were also like, hey, that jacket, can we get blood on that jacket? I was like, oh no, not the jacket. And the jacket goes away.
Yeah.
So if you notice the edit, I'm just not in a jacket anymore, but I'm covered in blood for everything else.
We don't know what happened.
Everything
there.
else, yeah. Hey, he relaxed a little.
Yeah, it was relaxing. All right. Did I hear from everybody with that? Are we good?
It was going well.
All right. So let's take our final question here so we can wrap up, which I think I know there's probably a question that has been asked in every comment and in every, probably asked a bunch of times, that Megan has been avoiding us.
Where is James Janice?
Yeah, that's it.
That too.
James.
Oh, yeah.
James.
People love James.
Is this final of the night, or is this final for this group?
No, this is the last group. We're done. We were supposed to be done at 9, but it's 9:30 because I love talking to you people. So we're going to be ending things here.
I'm just going to say it, but this isn't the question I'm going to call out because I want these people to answer. Everyone wants to know if there's going to be a third one.
Oh my God. Social Mediasochist 3.
The last one I'll throw out for all these lovely folk here, because you worked on 1 and 2. People want to know about comparisons, but they want to know if you were going to play anybody else, who's your favorite character?
Okay, let's name that, and then I'll answer the question that everybody wants to know about.
Anything with no mask.
No mask, Cusper. So you want to be Unhealthy Doug then?
I think I could do that.
You could eat sausages like Unhealthy Doug?
My face?
You don't have what it takes. You're too healthy.
All right.
Way too healthy.
Unhealthy Doug cleans up, starts rock climbing.
That's funny
It's
because
a change of heart.
I actually kind of want to play Freddy.
Wow, really?
And partly because like there's only a few people that have it worse than me wearing a wig and a mask that's tightly affixed to my face, and Freddy is definitely one of them.
You're just a glutton for punishment then, huh?
And you bring such a great energy to it that I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And I would love to try to be able to do that.
Amazing. How about you? How about you, Whitney?
I can't wear masks. I'm like Lee. I'd freak out. There's no way. When we did the Marie Curie, even in the green suit thing, it was a little, and I didn't have stuff wrapped around me. That was a little bit awkward, and I'm done. No, I can't. I'll be the director. You can be Carrie. He wasn't listening.
No, sorry. I was distracted by notes and things coming in.
I said, I'm taking your job. You can be Carrie.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll be Carrie.
Yeah.
You can dump blood on me.
We'll watch you not sleep for 4 nights straight.
I already do that.
I know. You have tiny children.
I have
Oh, man.
practiced making deer. I'm a
Amazing.
professional.
What about you, Gina? What would you like to play other than the Maniac Girl?
I mean, I don't mind wearing masks. I wore one as Maniac, but I just want to play more Gremlins and Critters. I know anytime someone else got to do puppetry stuff, I was
I was jealous of the critter.
That would be fun.
That was a sad day. I was like, ooh, the critter, and I played.
No one was taking it from me.
Oh yeah, Cusper, you were such a good critter though.
Yeah.
Such a good critter.
But oh man, I would
You're
just
making
I
that
would
poor
like
dog so mad.
puppetry stuff because it's so fun.
Amazing. Lee, anyone you would play?
I wouldn't mind reprising actually a character. I'd bring back Leslie Vernon. I'd like to play.
Oh, that's right. You were Leslie Vernon in the first one.
I was Leslie in the first video, and he's not very prominent, but I'd want to be him again. I really enjoy playing Unhealthy Doug. He is just the silliest shit, and
I love it so much.
It's super super fun.
Even eating all those sausages.
Crap match
the challenge of getting in makeup. I wonder what character you'd put me in next. That would be like a full prosthetic that would flip me the fuck out. It's a challenge. It's like an Olympic event. I gotta psych myself out and up. And I found this cooling gear website that, quite honestly, I'm like, I will put you to the test.
Okay.
I will see if you work.
Amazing.
So if that happens, I mean, I'm just gonna get psychologically ready, man. Face your demons every day.
Morgan, Morgan, is there anyone you would want to play?
I was thinking about that. Babadook was up there for sure, so I was happy with that. I guess I played Pinhead briefly in the first one.
You did. You replaced Charlie Carroll for a little bit.
My only other random one was this guy from Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh wow,
yeah.
That would
That'd
be
a good one.
That would be a good one. Oh man, I could get that in there.
This guy.
We didn't include Pan's Labyrinth at all, so I think
we could just run through all the Doug Jones characters.
Yeah, they should all be Doug Jones characters. All right.
Doug Jones party.
Ball State represent.
Nice.
Chirp, chirp.
So then, of course, obviously, everyone is asking about Social Mediasochist 3, and I wish there was some news or something to say or whatnot, but I will address the fact that I would like to. I'm assuming everyone here would return for a Social Mediasochist 3.
Absolutely.
I have children we can use too, so.
And
Scary little babies.
I do have an idea for a third one. I will not share it because I don't want it to be spoiled. I think it's a pretty good way of closing out this kind of trilogy of Jason and Carrie and the next part of their life together. But that will also mean Morgan Foster has to write a song that works for whatever the third one is. So as Morgan continues to make music at some point in his life, hopefully he continues because he's real good at it. There'll be a song that maybe will inspire it and will work for a third one. Again, 5 years in between these two, and the idea I also have is real expensive and would involve me having a lot of connections to get it actually made. So I need to be more ingrained in the horror community and have some more connections to be able to get that done. But it is something that I definitely want to do. I would reunite with anyone here in an instant. There hopefully will be some, perhaps not the third one, but some other projects that reunite a lot of these same people together in the horror vein that I've been trying to get done. There was one I was actually trying to get done for this anniversary that obviously COVID stopped us from doing it, but I will say that there is a side story to this video that I wanted to do, a very short little side story telling what Carrie was doing while Jason was having here. Because if anyone notices, when Jason enters the house, Blade runs away from Carrie. And there's a story behind that. And I will say that
murder me.
the reason Blade was in the house was not just to be there to murder the Maniac Pixie Dream Girl. He was there for another reason, and hopefully I can get that made at some point so you can at least have a little 2.5 story that reunites us a little bit. But there you go. That's what I got for you right now. I wish I could tell you that the third one was happening, but obviously with the state of things right now, that's all on hold, and that's why we did this today, to celebrate Social Mediasochist 2 On and On turning 1. Thank you everyone for joining, for being part of this. Thank you to all your questions. Thank you for sitting with us for 3.5 hours as we talked to lots of different people that it took to make this thing. I hope that we gave you some laughs and gave you some informative stuff. And so we will, on Low Carb, return next Friday with the winner of our poll. I'll mention it now, is James Cameron's Spider-Man. We will be reading James Cameron's Spider-Man,
Nice.
part 1 and part 2, and then also on the third
There were
his
2 parts?
What?
Good night.
No.
There are 2 parts?
No, it's one script. We split in half.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're splitting
So
it.
yes,
Thank
we'll
you.
be
That's
reading
like-
James Cameron's Spider-Man. So tune in.
Of course, James Cameron made like a 4-hour Spider-Man.
Every Friday, 6 p.m. here. We're live streaming, unproduced live. So tune in, join us, watch the previous episodes. They're all up on the channel. You watch the Nightmare 13 one. That's right up your alley if you like Social Mediasochist. And it reunites a lot of people as well from that. So thank you all. I'm going to close out by just throwing up the animatic that I did for Social Mediasochist. These are my hand-drawn storyboards. Please forgive my crude style. It's mixed with some actual footage from things, but this will give you an idea of what we started with to kind of work through and go from there. Some of you saw this as a Kickstarter reward, but now we're going to get this out so you can all see it. So thank you all very much. Thank you to all the actors. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and keep Social Mediasochist alive, because the story's not done. Don't know when it will be finished, but the story is not done. All right. Oh.
Tune in, is there anybody out there? I'm either screaming through the mains or to avoid of my own making. And all these machines are beeping out of chorus. They keep us all locked inside, all dressed up with nowhere to go. you. And we're together in this, whether you like it or not. So wake up!